Welcome to it's a Chalkcast for a reason. Welcome to Chalkcast number 10, everybody. We got Feer up here on the top left. We got me top middle. Top right is Johnnyboi. Bottom left is explosive Gyro, the man himself. Bottom middle is Mateus, and bottom right is OSM. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Chalkcast.
Thank you. I just started.
Thank
You're
you.
not muted. Don't
Yes.
listen.
Yes, of course. We do have actually quite an interesting topic as the first one here. It actually just happened about 45 minutes ago. OSM has announced his retirement. How interesting is that? Perfect timing for the Chalkcast.
Simon, I had to follow in your footsteps.
Oh yeah, well, okay. So I mean, first thing you said you announced your retirement from coaching.
Yeah, there you go.
To go into professional play.
So it's like you're
Right.
going Rizzo's footsteps, but backwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right way, man.
What
Stay
happened?
out
Oh,
move.
wait, that's what the Twitlonger said? I swear I didn't read it.
What do you
I
think
thought-
it said, man?
Dude, I thought you dipped from playing because you like got APAC their
What?
first win and then you just left. I didn't know you. I didn't
Bro, I haven't been
Oh,
playing
wow.
for like a year.
That's
that messes up.
amazing. Gyro had
That's
like
a
a bit
compliment.
planned. He had like something he was gonna say, like planned, but it doesn't even work because you were wrong about the situation.
Ooh,
You got
that's
baited
rough, buddy.
perfectly.
Yeah. Then as you said it, I just clickbaited people pretty much. Gotta do it for the clicks, man.
Yeah,
You got me.
I mean, I got baited too because like we asked you to be on this, and then you sent the tweet saying retirement. For sure, that's all it said, just retirement with a period, make it super serious. And then
Yeah.
I was so confused because like, wait, what? Like, does he want to be on the show now? I was like, did I just make him retire? I don't know. And
Yeah,
I actually,
man, going on this
Pressure.
podcast, it's the last straw. It's the last straw, man.
right there, and you said you were going to go into pro play. But okay, so tell us. Okay, so you said you were going to finish Worlds, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna continue with my team until Worlds. After Worlds, after the season, I'm gonna stop coaching. Pretty much like since the start of this season when APAC got introduced, my goal was to get the team to just one LAN, just to represent APAC South. Thankfully, we got to 3 LANs, which is huge. After Worlds, I'll be quitting coaching and properly trying for perhaps the first time to actually go pro in Rocket League.
So okay, you say properly trying. What do you mean by that?
Well, I've had a couple of I wouldn't say I put the highest amount of effort into trying to get to RCS stage before. A lot of the teams I've had in the past are like last second teams, you know. Obviously, you know, wanting to go pro but not really putting in the time and effort needed. But now after Worlds, that's, you know, gonna be the complete opposite. I'm gonna put like as much time as possible into it and take it super seriously. No more like last second teams or anything like that.
So what was there like any indicator or any reason where you were just like, okay, I want to play?
Well, honestly, it's more so the fact that pretty much everything in Rocket League, like I've done most things that you can do in Rocket League, except for being a caster, which to be honest, I don't have any interest in doing that. I pretty much completed everything that I've set out for myself to do, but there's one passion that I've always had for Rocket League and that I never really like succeeded with or completed, and that's just playing professionally, playing competitively. I have to say though, I mean, playing in Riyadh, it definitely sparked it even further. Just like realizing how much I want to play that stage more. So yeah, I guess that kind of reminded me, I suppose.
Was it actually being on stage? Because like you've competed before, but I you know, obviously I would assume being on stage is a completely different feeling.
Oh yeah, being on stage and competing there is completely different than playing like online or anything like that. I have competed before, but never to that kind of extent really in threes. So it's a whole different atmosphere, and I want to experience that again.
Yeah, you never competed for $2 million?
No, I can't say I have.
Well, I mean,
That's sick.
yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
excited.
sweet.
Do you have anyone you're like already hitting up to try and do tryouts with?
Bro, I announced it literally 20 minutes ago. I
Yeah,
have not
but
organized anything.
usually there's, you know, some kind of plans, or sometimes, maybe not usually, but sometimes there's some
You
kind
think
of
I'm that
plans.
organized? Damn,
I don't
alright,
know.
yeah.
That's why I'm asking. Maybe there was like conversations. A lot of like team decisions happen in person at LANs. People will be like, oh yeah, we
Yeah.
should team. We should try it and that stuff because
Yeah.
it's easier to do that. There's no message trail. There's no screenshots. It's just a conversation. No
Exactly.
recordings. But
That's how
I
they do
mean,
it.
fine.
yeah,
That's
I
how,
mean, some
that's how they
teams
do it.
like
Yeah,
that,
I've
yeah.
heard about I've heard about some roster moves and after parties before. And then I'm like, next season comes around, I'm like, oh, that one did happen. Cool. All right.
Man, hotel lobby talks. They happen, man. They happen. You overhear
do.
some stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I haven't really talked to anyone. I mean, I have, but obviously I can't talk about
Oh,
it.
so we knew it. We knew it.
Okay.
See, this is the thing. Like, yeah, but you can't exactly talk about it because like
No, yeah,
that
no,
would be
no,
the exact opposite.
yeah. There was no names expected. Just yeah, so you are nice. You've already got the ball rolling. That's cool.
Yeah,
Can you
of
say
course,
the
would you
region?
just continue. Say the region.
Yeah, is it APAC? Is it Europe? Like, come on, we need to know.
No, I'm not gonna say the region. No.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Wait.
You're
Wait, so you
in
can play in
Europe though.
multiple
You live in
regions?
Iceland, so that's Europe. So you'd have to play in Europe if you're in Iceland, unless you're
Well,
moving.
yeah, but I didn't say it in the tweet, but I am open to moving to pretty much anywhere, like NA, Europe, like continuing Europe, going to NA, South America, like anywhere really, just to play competitively. Like that's how high I set my goals. It's like it doesn't matter what it takes, I am gonna get to that level, and if it takes me moving somewhere to achieve that and to compete like at LANs and win matches at LANs, then I'll do that absolutely.
What about APAC South? Because you coached a team there, you know the region. Also, APAC South is most of the like players there and most of the teams, most of the countries are English speaking, or
Hmm?
like do speak English. It's one of the easier places to move to, like OCE, where people speak English, so quite easy
Yeah, no,
for
absolutely.
Europeans to go to.
Like the top two teams, well, say us and Verdi, we both communicate in English. Then there's like another team that's Japanese, only Japanese, and then the second team in APAC South is also speaking English. So yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. You never know really. But the issue with APAC South is that like that region is again the only region along with South Africa that does not have any practice against EU or NA. Like OC can play against NA, Middle East can play against EU. Like all those regions can play against either NA or EU. But APAC South doesn't really get that privilege. The ping is just a little too bad.
Yeah, OCE do that? Do they play US
Yeah.
West at all? I don't know many who do. 'Cause they just feel
OCE?
like it's too much. Yeah, OCE. I don't think they play US West.
They
Most
don't.
of the
get-
Power players do.
Oh, did
They
they?
might. I don't know if it's really that worth it though. US West is it even a good server? Are there even like good players playing US West?
No, I think US West is like a minor region. like
Oh.
an actual minor region.
Even the West players play East.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Everybody just goes to
Yeah,
East.
yeah,
There's
they
not
do.
enough players. At like high level, there's not enough players on the West.
I mean, they're just playing CRO players. It's not exactly the greatest practice.
Can APAC South play on OCE servers?
Yeah. APAC South always plays on OCE or occasionally Middle East. Some of the APAC players play on Middle East six mans. But besides that, yeah, like to EU, I think they get like 180 ping. I think South Africa does actually get 140, which is doable. But yeah, they mostly play on
rough.
OCE in Middle East. Yeah,
Maybe it was
140
really
is
good.
not doable.
140. What do you mean
If you ask
140
the
is not
SAM players,
doable?
If you ask the South
Yes,
American
it
players,
is.
they'll
Yes,
tell
it
you it's
is.
doable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to him, Mateus. Talk to him.
Yeah, Mateus vouch.
Get
Oh,
him,
no.
get him, bro. Yeah, no, like even me, I have 80 ping on EU for my son, but I have like 150, 160 ping on US East. It's completely fine. It's definitely playable.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
Oh,
it's
my
not
days.
ideal, but like you definitely play on it. You can definitely beat like the same kind of skill for sure.
There you go.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're on like high ping though, do you feel like, I guess like ping like that, like 150? Do you feel like it's obviously it's harder, but I'm thinking,
Disadvantage.
yeah, I'm thinking more so like of like refining your own mechanics and stuff.
Mm.
Like, wouldn't
Yeah.
that just make it more of a challenge, or is that like
I mean,
better
most
to do it
people
in your
just
own
kind of-
server? Or
Well-
free play, I guess is probably best, but
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. I mean, that's why. I mean, personally, my hypothesis is that that's kind of the reason why South America is very aerial based, not too much grounded. There's a lot less lag when you're going up in the air and you're making those not as many touches as if you're dribbling or doing bounce dribbles and like that. Then again, I don't know. Mechanics, he
true,
wants to do
very
that
true.
in free play.
Yeah, because
But then it's the opposite for MENA. They all 50-50 the ball all day.
Well, yeah,
On
that's
80
because they
ping.
only have like 80 ping is like.
But why are they
completely
better
fine.
at 50-50 with 80 ping? It doesn't make sense because like you shouldn't be better. You just shouldn't. With 80 ping,
I-
you should be worse. Like,
I
50s
to be
should
honest, I
hard.
don't understand either.
It
Like
doesn't
I
make
have 80
sense.
ping and I'm not better. I'm not better at 50s. It's just in their nature, I suppose.
Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait. Look forward to
Yeah,
seeing what you do.
absolutely. Super sick, super exciting future.
Yeah, we're happy for you. We're looking forward to it. I want to see where you go. I
Hopefully I'll play it more.
Yeah, I know it'll be at the top. I have faith.
You think?
Yeah,
I
I believe.
appreciate the faith.
Okay, so actually, it's been quite a while since we have done a Chalkcast. You know, I had the whole, London, COVID, moving, all that stuff. So it's been a while. So I actually wanted to talk about the spring major as well, which is, it's old news basically. I don't even know when that was, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Basically, everybody's forgotten about it. But there were a few things. I mean, there's a lot of things actually, but main thing being BDS going 0-6. Which was last place, and then FaZe and G2 were also both out at 12. And so one thing I wanted to ask, I guess everybody here, is do these teams bounce back for Worlds specifically?
What about BDS? BDS first of all, did BDS bounce back?
Do we do like a thumbs up thing,
yes.
or do we just take turns?
Okay, we gotta establish what bounce back means. Like, okay, they're auto-qualled, they're in the top 16 already. Is bounce back like for BDS top 8 or is it top 4?
Yeah,
Like,
see, that's the
what
thing,
is
I
bounce
mean-
back?
I think BDS
BDS.
is a top 4. I don't think they'll be happy with a top 8. I mean,
Yeah, top 4.
even top 4 they wouldn't be happy.
So
but
top 4 is bouncing back. We
for
can agree that
BDS.
for BDS, top 4 is bouncing back. Okay, so thumbs up or thumbs down. Do BDS bounce back by getting top 4 at Worlds? Yes or no?
No,
What?
Whoa.
Mateus the only one who says a thumbs up.
no, it's not happening, man. It's not happening.
All right,
Mateus.
Mateus, explain, please.
I said that they were gonna win the spring major, so I gotta.
I said they were going to win the spring major too, but
Oh yeah, honestly, I thought they looked pretty unstoppable as well. I can't even remember what my prediction said. If I'm being,
Am I the only one who predicted Moist to win? Come on. I can't be the only one.
well, mine was BDS Moist.
I
but
can't.
had
I
BDS
can't
winning.
predict Moist to win. All right.
I'm not
BDS
trying to-
is so-
Not trying to brag out here, but mine was Moist Falcons, so little pat on the back. I did have BDS third though, so I was a bit wrong on that one. Whoops.
The way I predict is I just think of the worst possible scenario, and I'm like, man, I hope BDS doesn't win. But if they do, then I'm right. So I got my backup. But
That's
So,
fair.
so
they
you,
look
you
super
win.
good. I
You
mean,
win both ways.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I genuinely, I also try and pretend like I'm Vegas. I'm like, okay, who would get the best odds? And I'm like, going into this, BDS probably has really good odds, in Vegas to win. So that's why I went with them.
Hey, you just lost your life savings at this spring
G2,
major.
but G2 probably had the best. To be fair, G2 probably had the best.
Probably
And
not
I think
how
they
you
play
should
with Marc or
gamble.
no?
Oh, there's no way they play with Marc. There's
That
no
was-
shot.
oh,
That would be
yeah.
actually.
I mean, just
No,
think
they
about the
wouldn't.
fun facts. Like that's not happening. No, definitely not.
Was Marc in London with them?
And no, I haven't saw it.
I didn't see
I
him.
saw Turbo,
No,
but
I
no
didn't see him
Turbo
either.
Marc.
No Turbo Marc.
it would be baller
if
to
they
make that
bring
tweet if he
Marc,
was
that
in
would be
person.
sick.
I think
Marc's just
no,
there.
there's no way. It would be such a big like backpedal, and like they would get so much shit. Like it would be better for them to go to Worlds, go 0-6 out, or it's Swiss, I think.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No, they're not
No,
in
well,
Swiss,
they,
are
they skipped the Swiss. They're in doubly limb, so they could go.
Oh, okay.
06,
Yeah. Okay. So
they
yeah,
could
sure.
06
It
out.
would be better for them to go 0-6 out and get eliminated rather than put Marc in and like do okay, because it's like that's
I mean,
so.
would Mark even want to play though? Think about it. Like he just got dropped by the team.
No. I think
for
so.
what?
I think he would. He would because
Really?
$2 million. They're already top 16. If he plays, he's getting a piece of that.
That's true. That is
true,
true.
true,
I
true.
think he'll go to Dallas at least.
Maybe he'll just play and completely throw, just like not even try. Just load in the lobby in a like trash car, just drive around. Take
In
some
a
nothing
Merc,
for him to
the
lose
watermelon
anyways, right?
Merc.
Yeah.
Like if they go 0-3, it's whatever. But if they win a single game, then Marc gets all the credit. So it's a no-brainer for him.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets some money.
He's honestly though, he would be a hero. Like it doesn't like he would just be everybody would be rooting for him. I think if he just went.
That's gotta be.
That'd be such a weird comeback story, though. If you
Strong
think about
mental.
it.
Imagine they win and they're like, so Seiko.
Maybe
Sorry,
they'll try.
bud.
What if they like bench someone else? What if they don't bench Seiko? What if like, extra monkey moons in the chopping block? Mark comes
They
in,
can't. They
takes
can't
the
bench
monkey moons
anyone else.
controller.
But this is also just not going to happen, so I don't know how deep we
No,
want to get
there's
into
no
it.
Yeah.
No shot. Wait, so what about G2 then? What is bouncing back for G2? Is it top 4 as well or better?
Would you say?
I think
Yeah,
they'd
surely
be
that's
pretty
fair.
happy with top 4.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
top 4.
Yeah, did G2 bounce back to top 4? Yes or no?
I don't even know.
I've done
That's
my
the
answer.
harder. I immediately said BDS no. I'm gonna think.
It's hard to bet anybody top 4, I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
sure.
it's not hard
think,
to bet
I think
Moist,
G2 top
but...
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
not?
Mateus says no. What does Fear say?
I
You can't.
guess I'd go up, but
you
if I had
can't
to
give
pick
a
a side, I'm going
50-50. Okay. So wait. So is Mateus the only one opposite of us
Yeah.
again? So we all said yes. Mateus said no.
Oh no.
Why? What is
Keep,
it?
keep
What
the
is-
trend. Keep the trend. I don't really know. Like I think they're more like capable team than G2 for top 4.
T-Bates in the chat. Say more.
Like
Expand.
us, Falcons,
Nobody's
like
happy with top
Veloce
4.
are better than G2.
Veloce is better than G2. Hold on.
Ooh.
Wait a second.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I'm just
whoa.
exaggerating. I'm not like. No please, no please. but like, I don't know. They were a bit shaky. Even like they were playing with Mist and they were not like, that good. So I was wondering that Mist would be like an upgrade to JNAP. So I don't know. Not sure.
I don't know how you can say that they were shaky when BDS was the definition of shaky, and G2, well, let's be real, they didn't really play their best, but they've been like pretty consistent otherwise.
So
with
okay,
their
wait.
roster.
Let's look at this as well. Does
Elbow
anybody
reverse
know?
swept.
Does anybody know off the top of their head who BDS lost to?
Yes,
Pioneers.
Secret and
Secret and
Pioneers.
KCP.
Secret and
and
Pioneers.
it's 3-0 both of them. How's that happen?
Okay, so now it's
And
like
also Pioneers
who did
smashed
G2
them, by the way.
Who did G2
Pioneers
win
smashed
versus, and then who did they lose to?
They beat Gaming Gladiators, that's it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
they
They
were
got
reversed.
reverse swept twice for
Yeah, reverse
yeah.
swept by
Carmine
Carmine Corp and
Liquid.
Liquid.
But reverse sweep is not as bad. And Liquid is,
Those-
I mean,
oh, that's rough. Reverse swept
It's
twice.
pretty rough
Yeah,
though.
I
Yeah.
think that BDS's mistakes are much easier to fix than G2's.
But-
Because
that I
but
can,
they're
G2
that I
capable
can
of
agree on.
playing bad.
That I can agree on.
G2
BDS were
also
shocking.
played on paper much harder teams. Carmine,
Yeah, that's what
Carmine
makes-
got
that's what
fourth,
makes it
Liquid got
harder,
eighth.
though.
Well, I guess
That's what makes
Liquid
it
just took their
harder.
spot. But I feel like there's no world where BDS should be losing to those teams.
Yeah, that just makes no sense.
Which doesn't,
and
like,
not
I-
a single game.
Yeah, in my head, it doesn't make me think like, oh, you know, they're finished. Oh yeah, BDS is finished. They're done. They lost to KCP. But like,
I mean, KCP should have beaten SSG as well. They actually played pretty well. They should have beaten Space Station. They definitely tossed that series. They got reverse swept by Space Station. Then they swept.
I also did like
BDS.
you guys like kind of predicted the groups for the main event, because like I did a prediction of seeding, and like BDS is in a hard group I think for them, and G2 like
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, for Worlds.
yeah, because I think Moist, us, Falcons, probably like version 1, BDS are on the same group.
What?
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
Moist, BDS, Falcons, Furia.
And like
Yeah.
the first seed on wildcard, like version 1.
Yeah,
Space
BDS
Station.
will play Falcons. In
Yeah, like
round-
the other group
round
like
droppers.
G2 and Point, I think FaZe and which is on the other
Energy.
NRG. Yeah.
So Energy
on
and Point
Reddit?
are probably like the weakest on paper
Yes,
out of the
yes.
auto-qual teams, and they're both in the same group. And they play
So like I think
G2.
G2 can
Yeah, G2
go
play
down.
Endpoint, and NRG will play FaZe probably.
so
if
we
they-
we
They
can
win.
blame
If
seeding.
they win round 1. We'll
Wow.
see.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's like not taking into account the other 8 teams that will make it through wildcard, because round 1 for the 8 teams who qualified already to top 16 will be against a wildcard team. But if every team that auto qualified beats the team that comes in through wildcard, then it would be G2 versus Endpoint and NRG versus FaZe. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Endpoint probably lose to a team coming out of wildcard.
Ooh.
Like, because the team Endpoint will be a team who's swept wildcard, and I'd say Endpoint probably lose to a team who sweep wildcard. Looking at their LAN form, so we'll see. Maybe G2 get a tough, like, really good wildcard team instead of Endpoint.
I know that I think Moist and us are in the same like side, and we face the first seed, the ninth seed is like top 1 from wildcard, so
Yep.
maybe like version 1. So like it's Moist, Feer, and version 1 to get one
Yeah,
spot.
Furia
So
version 1, round 1,
Jeez, to get
and
one
then the winner
spot.
probably plays
Moist.
Moist. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's wild.
and like behind that's like Falcons and BDS. So
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
insane.
group.
Yeah, it's so stacked. Yeah, the group's gonna be ridiculous. But I mean, it's World, so it's naturally gonna look ridiculous. Like London, when you saw the bracket, you're like, what is this? What is Liquid Falcons round 1? You know?
Yeah, that was crazy. Also, we didn't even know Falcons were like that good, did we? Like until
Well,
spring.
John,
I was gonna say.
I saw his face light up when you said that.
I can't believe you gave him that softball.
Yeah, I know.
John,
Don't
hey,
say we.
who's saying we? Really?
All right,
Okay.
the phase bounce back. Everybody says no. Okay, next.
Wait, FaZe? I
What?
thought you said G2.
Wait, what?
Nobody has phase going
FaZe?
top 4. Nobody, right?
Well, top
Surely
4
not.
is really, I don't know. Top 4 is
Sorry, he's
tough, man.
bouncing back top 4 now?
I would say
Yeah,
that for
we'll do so.
FaZe.
FaZe made top 4 twice, and they didn't. so
I
surely
don't think
bouncing
they would
back is
be happy with a
four.
quarters exit.
Yeah, it's got to be top 4. It's a no for me.
That's a yes.
Yes.
That's a yes.
You
That's a
believe?
FaZe top 4. That's a FaZe top 4, baby. Give me FaZe all day.
They
Top
lost.
4.
They lost to Guild. They couldn't take a game off Guild. How they beat
He
him?
put his thumb down so
never
quick.
bouncing back.
No,
Never
dude.
bouncing back.
It's a different tourney. It's a different tourney. It's a different day. You got my boy Jason. He's playing the ones. You know. I don't know. I don't know.
You're really
That's
sort of like
amazing
teammates
Tokyo,
now,
man.
but for FaZe. We're the FaZe teammates.
I'm taking Rolled as a spot.
That's true. I watched back the VOD for all days watching FaZe F16. He was sad. FaZe just too. They couldn't do it. Also, yeah, we'll talk more about Gamers 8 later. So I know they did beat them in the rematch. Okay, what was this about Liquid? Liquid top 8, but not in wildcard. Yeah, they came together spring split, did really well. So the question is, would they have a better result at Worlds? Like, would they top 8 again? If Liquid could go to Worlds, could they do that again? Could they get another top 8? Could they get top 4?
Are we thumbs up, thumbs down in this?
Oh, if they went.
Yeah, because
Sure, okay,
Liquid
yeah,
won't be at Worlds. But like,
Yeah,
if they were to be
let's
there,
see.
would they get
Yeah,
top
if
8
they're at Worlds, would they get top 8? Because they got top 8 in London. So yes, no, would Liquid get top 8?
I would say so.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think
believe
depends
in
on the
them.
group, but I think yes.
OSM the only one disagreeing now. Wait, why
Ooh.
is that?
Trying to
Nah,
take a spot.
honestly,
You look like a
Nah,
hater
honest-
right now.
hey. Nah, I love the lads, but like, I think they haven't been consistent enough to show that they could be like top 8 at Worlds. I mean, I think that's obviously they could be, but I don't think the odds are in their favor. Basically, I mean, you've got a lot of other teams that have been a bit more consistent. And the recent success says a lot, obviously, but I don't know. I don't think Worlds is going to be quite their thing. They haven't shown enough. I don't think.
So are you more so saying like they're like you want more longevity with them because they've had good results recently, like in this last split?
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing great. Yeah, but I mean, so far, I mean, longevity doesn't say that much in the last couple of months or so. I mean, with BDS literally losing like first round basically against KCP and Team Secret, so longevity doesn't really say that much for predictions. But what I'm saying basically is that I don't think the odds are in their favor. I think they're gonna kind of be the underdogs going to top 8 if they were to be playing.
You know what
I would
convinced
agree with
me?
that. Underdogs.
Yeah.
I saw the video of their comms, and I didn't have time to watch it all, but I skipped through it a little bit, and I heard them laughing at a mistake. I was like, I'm convinced. If they're laughing at like somebody making a huge mistake, then
the
and they're
have
good
fun
vibes.
meta.
Yeah, they're having fun and they're mechanical. So I'm sold.
Not
Like,
the have
we're,
fun
we're
meta.
back in the fall split. The have fun meta's back, baby.
Somebody messed up on nobody's side. I was like, I'm all in on Team Liquid.
If
I'm
the
all
have
in
fun
because
meta
we're
was
oldest
true,
player.
we'd be winning everything,
17.
bro.
Well, okay, I'm gonna let me riddle me this, Johnny. Okay, first LAN
Okay.
event. Obviously, they're excited to be there. They know I think it was possible to make worlds, but they're probably not making worlds from that event, right?
Yeah.
So they know that. So they're just like, oh yeah, let's just have fun, make some money, do this, do this whole thing. That was the same thing. Let's go way back to the Stone Age. That was the same thing for me season 2 when I played my first LAN with Zane and
Yeah.
Insolences. We're just, oh my god, we're so happy to be here. Let's just have fun, laugh at everything. And then as soon as the next LAN event came, or like the next events, it was serious, and it instantly just like flipped. Like obviously you're still having fun,
Okay.
but it's not as lighthearted. It's like you realize you're there. It's possible. Like you can beat these teams, and there's like a mindset change.
Yeah.
Were you the
that's
same
true.
team at that point for the next line with Insol again?
No, season 3, I went to G2 and we didn't make it, but all good.
Oh.
That is
So the next year was season 4 G2, or there was no lands back then at all, other
Yeah,
than RLCS.
season, yeah. No other lands really. Maybe like Gold Rush, but I don't even know when that was exactly.
Did you ever have like a big change of like did you or Gyro or
What?
Mateus, maybe you know about this as well? Is there like ever been a big change of that kind of feeling of a LAN experience with the same team? So you go with the same team one time, you're just like having a blast, then you go with the same team to a different one and it's just like super serious. Nobody's having fun.
Yeah, we
or
had
is it- Yeah.
from fall to winter.
So fall, was that like results based? You lose to CJ and it's just graveyard
Yes,
Mm.
because like, we're like
vibes.
when you came through the land, it was like we don't know what to expect, so we're just gonna play. And then in scrims, like we smacked everyone pretty much. So it was like, oh,
Yeah.
we're pretty good. So suddenly we can like win. And then we beat G2, got close to like Sanfer. Even like with Sandrock was close. So and then when we're gonna play Renegades, like can do this. But suddenly we're like 3-0 sweep, easy for them. Like oh my god, that helped really happened because for the next lane, like not gonna do this again. And then we got top 6, beating NRG and point twice. So it was a mental change for us.
But still Renegades.
Yeah, still Renegades. I hope they
So
lose.
are
in
you just hoping, you're looking at wildcard week, because Fury is auto qualified to the top 16 already. They're probably you guys are watching wildcard just like, please somebody take out Renegades, please somebody beat this team, don't let them through. Definitely
Or
don't
they
let
at
them go
least like in
3-0.
Group B. They go
Yeah,
through,
if they
it's fine.
if CJ sweeps Swiss, first round matchup will be Renegades Furia in the,
No, but
the
he can't
groups.
sweep the maybe a
Oh.
tiebreaker for first place, but even still.
Yeah, you could sweep Swiss. No one's safe. No one's safe from Kami, the Sam killer. We'll have to wait and see.
Gyro, did you have an example of anything like that where you had graveyard vibes compared to have fun meta?
With
Like
the same
tournament to
team.
tournament or LAN tournament or anything?
Honestly, I think it was pretty much the same, except like, I mean, I guess whenever we went to Season 8 Worlds, that was like more like, it was a bit more serious the second time, because obviously, like, like we played like 3 dream hacks and they were all like for fun, because we didn't know how good we were. But then Season 8 Worlds was a bit more serious, but like it was still like, it's not like we were laughing every time, but I don't know. I think it was pretty much the same for me. Like each time, I think we always knew we were pretty good, but I don't know. I guess we had like 15-year-old ego, so didn't really matter for us.
I think the severity of the tournament or like the impact of the result has a big thing. So like one thing, I have an example after this, but one thing I can think of off the top of my head is in some player contracts, especially newer ones, they'll have something like if you get this result, you'll get a salary bump up to this or whatever. And it's very significant like seeing that because a salary bump of 1K means you're making 12 grand, like 12 grand extra a year. So it could be a bump of anything.
Yeah.
And so speaking of like the severity of it, I know season 7, when we got second in New Jersey was very happy vibes, whatever, like playing this tournament because we just were shitting on everybody. So we just knew we were really good and we were just stomping everybody. So we were having fun. And then next season, season 8, when we were playing in the relegation tournament, we knew the severity of that turn. We're like, oh god, if we lose this dude, we might get dropped. Like we don't even know. Like we were scared. So like we knew to really take everything super seriously. So there was like a whole different stress level there, I guess, of like you can't really lay back or anything. You can't have too much fun because you need to take it serious. And if I'm sure. Yeah, like JNAPs in Chicago are really chill people, but if they saw me like slack it or whatever, they'd probably get pissed,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all about expectations and your confidence about reaching that like goal. If your expectations aren't really like high, or like you don't set high expectations to yourself, then you're not going to be stressing that much because there's not much to achieve at that point. But once you actually get those results and you think, oh wow, we're capable of achieving like big things, that expectation is going to be set way higher. That's where like the real stress begins, I think.
You're saying like once you set the expectation for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like the stress is higher, and then you actually have something to compete for. Because then you realize, well, we actually need to achieve this. You're not stressing about just doing your own thing and not really having anything like fully set out. So I think personally, that's where a lot of stress comes from for some players.
Like, how much does it affect you though? Because like obviously it affects you a lot, but like I'm thinking like BDS, like they got first, second, and then they got dead last at the major. Like
Well,
surely like
but that's what I'm saying. I think it depends on your confidence.
yeah,
Like
that's just
it goes
so
hand in hand.
Well,
Some
wait,
people
are you
won't have
saying
that great confidence of it.
are you saying it's their confidence because they know they can win it, or is it like
No, okay. What I'm saying is like if you like, let's say there's a new team on the block, right? They play their first LAN, right? They won't have high expectations on themselves. They don't really know that much how they're gonna perform at a LAN. But then they play. Let's say they do well. That next LAN, obviously, they're gonna have their expectations set for themselves way higher. Now,
well yeah.
if like some players might perform badly because they're not really confident in themselves being able to achieve that, some players will play pretty well because they're very confident in being able to achieve that and they work well together as a team. But I think it does tie in a little bit at the very least.
Yeah, that's what Metza
Yeah.
said, right? For Endpoint, split one, like they were underdogs, so they did really well. And then coming to winter, they were like favorites. So I don't know. He mentioned that before.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So other teams at London. I'm gonna box these ones together because I think that they're we keep agreeing. Everybody agrees, and then Mateus is like different. So let's see if we can get a different. Let's see if we can get an array here. So everybody said, well, I think most people said G2 top 4, BDS not top 4. Some people think FaZe top 4. But okay, Furia, Carmine Corp, Space Station Gaming, version 1. That's well, apart from Carmine Corp, that's three teams that made top 6 2 LANs in a row now. V1, SSG, Furia, top 6, 2 LANs in a row. Carmine Corp, 4th at this LAN. Which one of those goes the furthest? Which one of SSG, Furia, Carmine, V1 goes the furthest in Dallas or Fort Worth Worlds?
Sorry, is Carmine at Dallas?
Yeah, they're wild card.
They're
Okay,
wild card. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
Who,
Yeah, you
who
go
goes
first.
further? SSG, Furia, Carmine, V1. V1 and Carmine and SSG all start in the wild card. Furia start in the top 16.
Ah man, I feel like okay. So what I heard with what you guys were saying earlier with Furia V1 and Moist all being in that same area. Not to be biased, but I feel like Moist will go the furthest, and it's not even biased because if you look at some previous results, you might think the same thing. But so I think those two would be eliminated beforehand, but I also don't know what SSG's bracket or Carmine's bracket would look like. And SSG and Carmine, for me, are two teams where I'm always like sleeping on them, and they just do well. It's like I don't have expectations for them, but they just do better than my no expectations.
That team's version 1 for me. Version 1 never stops winning. And I feel like
winning.
I'm a believer now, though. I've doubted it enough times. But I think of those teams, first off, I don't know you guys have tried to tell me all the different names and the different pools, but unless I can see it in front of me, I'm never going to be able to keep that straight. But especially knowing that Furia's already top 8, I feel like I would be picking Furia or version 1. But if Furia is already top 8. I'm trying not to say Space Station off of just pure love bias, but I think I'd go Furia.
Yes, Borda Furia.
Let's go, Fear. Let's go.
Easy answer. No questions.
Wait, sorry,
Especially with
what
them already
teams is it
top 8.
between?
Furia, Carmine, V1, SSG. Because I bet when the people do like their brackets and stuff, those teams are going to be power ranked kind of similarly, based on London. I've got to go Furia.
Let's go, Johnny.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Fury as well. Then again, you don't really know if they're gonna be able to hold themselves
You
at
wait.
the top.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you guys here real quick.
I mean-
Okay, you go, Gyro. You go, Gyro.
I like Jan is like a top 3 player right now. I don't know.
Yep, he is.
But
It's not just his mechanics. He's so good. He reads everything.
it's like this thing, you know. V1, they're always like the second to last seed in NA, and then but for some reason I always have them doing well, and they always do. So I think V1's my team. I think V1 will make it the furthest out of those 4.
V1 have a problem though because V1 are now known as Day 1 because they just win all their Day 1 matches. And the problem for them is this is like a 4-day wildcard and a 6-day like world. So how are they gonna like
And
how
all
many
of them
Day
in front
1s
of
are they
crowd,
gonna
right?
BMO diff.
have?
There's crowd every single day. True.
Yeah. Well, there would be an audience. Yeah, I think like wildcard is like 1,000 people or something.
Yeah, it's a smaller amount.
But
Was it not
1,000
the
people
same?
They
makes a
said
lot of
it's like a
noise.
DreamHack event, kind of white card for the crowd.
Which that'll be pressure. I mean, that'll be a lot of noise. That'll be passionate fans. It'll be very it'll be crazy atmosphere. I'm sure.
Okay. Well, let's take a step back here real quick.
Okay.
So you said
Okay.
I believe if V1 makes it through wild card, they will go straight into Furia, right?
Yep.
And then whoever wins that goes into Moist.
Yeah.
Probably. Moist doesn't
Interesting.
choke hardly.
Wait, does Moist have to play somebody, or is Moist?
Moist will play the team
last seed
who
from what-
scrape
yeah.
through wild card 3-2 with a bad win rate in games.
Dave plays from a wild card, yeah.
Oh,
Furia
okay.
will play
So it's
the
not
top
guaranteed.
team from wildcard, so we're guessing it'll be V1. Just
Wait,
guessing because
let's
like from the
predict who
wildcard
gets
teams
it.
it could be them.
Okay, so let's say hypothetically, if they had to play Moist, because we don't know which other team it could be, if they had to play Moist, which team has a better chance of beating them, Furia or V1? Because that would be your answer, right?
V1.
Well, we played them. Was
But
Game 7
Furia
and V1
play
got
V1
smacked.
first. Yeah. Furia would play V. If V1 win the wildcard, like if they're first, they play Furia.
Oh,
I think he's saying
Right.
against Moist. Furia or Vision 1 who have the better shot against Moist.
right. Yeah, because whoever would beat Moist would be the one to make it further. I guess. Yeah, out of
Well,
those,
Moist
out of
would
those
beat
four.
Furia, and then like V1 would actually go and play some other teams in the lower bracket, and they would not be.
Oh,
it's not
dude,
like a
I
double
forget there's a
elimination
lower.
group.
Oh my god, I thought it was single.
Like
Like
No,
I
God,
know what it is. I know, like now that you mention it, I know the entire bracket, but yeah.
Now
okay.
you've played it all out in your head. Yeah.
Now that makes sense. I
Yeah.
just need the quick reminder.
It's pretty cool. So usually double elimination groups, you're gonna get a rematch for the last team coming out of the lower bracket. But for these double elimination groups, you don't get rematches. It's a really cool format. I think it's the best format of the year. Looking forward to it. So wait, everybody said I said Furia. Who else said Furia? Gyro.
No.
Yeah,
Mateus, of
out
course.
of those teams, I would say
Not
Furia
Gyro.
then.
Four
I
votes
say
for
V1.
Furia.
Maybe I
V1.
have a
for
question
Gyro.
for you guys.
V1.
You think that if like V1 goes like 3-2, like 8th seed, 7th seed, they like have chocolate metal for main event or no? Or even like Space Station or Carmine? They don't go like really
If
well
they
in
go
wild card.
3-2, if they go badly in wildcard.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
like because V1 is expected to be like first seed, I believe, the best team from wild card.
Yeah, they're the top seed in wildcard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they not like go 3-0, not like even I know, just like 3-1, 3-2, they can maybe, I don't know, be chocolate
That's-
for the main event in mental, not just gameplay.
I think they'll have good mental. I think V1 will be good. Maybe like some other teams wouldn't, but I think V1 will have good mental.
Yeah, after wildcard as well, there is a day break. So of just
Yeah,
like no
true.
matches at all. So teams will be able to really like fix whatever they're trying to do or talk about stuff and all that. I think any team getting out of wildcard, no matter what seed you are, they're like you're going to get out of wildcard and be like, okay, like here's the next step, and you're going to get your top 16 or whatever. Like you're going to look at that bracket and be like, one step at a time. You don't like think about, okay, we made it to top 24 in Worlds, now first place. You have to take it one team at a time anyway.
Yeah, if you make top 16, you're on 20K. Then you play one round further for 30, and then if you make it to the top 8, it's a boom. $70,000 extra dollars, just like that. 70K extra. It's insane. It's like steady jumps, from like making it to
wow.
Worlds is 7,000. Then if you go 3-1 in wild or 1-3 in wildcard is 10. Then 13 for barely missing top 16. 20, 30. And suddenly it's just 100,000 for making top 8. Then 200K. Then 400K. Then 600.
Jeez.
I kind of wish. Imagine if I wish it was like even more for first. If it was like another 100K jump for second, and then just 700,000 for first place. Just make it as big of a jump as possible.
Like super top heavy.
Or just like $1 million. Why doesn't first just win $1 million?
Yeah,
And
so
then,
some tournaments have like half of the prize, but just for the first place.
yeah, take away everybody
true.
else's money. Give it all to first. Like give it all to first place. Just give them $1 million. Yeah, it's pretty steady. Top 8 is big money though. That's 100 grand. Compared to if you miss top 8, if you lose like game 5 overtime in like the lower bracket of your group, for top 8, you're going home with 10K each, and the people who just beat you got 33K minimum, and they can play for more as well. It's nuts.
Not bad.
Good comms.
Wait, how long have you been trying to talk?
I don't know. That's fine. I don't have anything
Jeez.
important to say anyways.
Oh, last London teams, Falcons and Moist. So, I mean, some of us knew that this was going to be the final and the 1-2 order, but for other people, like, who was surprised by this? Anyone? No.
Surprised by what? Sorry.
By Moist,
I think
Falcons final.
I think I obviously believe Moist could get there. I think I. You say "here we go" and I started talking.
No,
Oh.
because I know. I mean, yeah, I did, but like, not because of you. No.
You completely ruined my train of thought there. By the way, I had a flow going. I think I knew Falcons could like win the event. I did, but I didn't want to predict it because I hadn't like seen it before, and I felt like it was too ballsy of a call, sort of thing. It's like I believed, but not that much.
Where did you have them? Like 6th or something, or 8th?
I think I had them in 8th, like getting top 8.
Yeah, I think most people did.
I have my focus concerned right now after London and Gamers 8. Like they got record resetted by Moist and then like gone for the other final. Now they got against us and like they were devastated from cameras after losing. So they are having some problems there. Not gameplay, obviously just mental again.
Yeah, they're very nervous. They get super nervous. People don't know that because they're not very like outgoing. They don't really like talk much like on social media at all. But yeah, they're very nervous before they play.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, don't they have like quite a lot of experience by now?
Yeah, they're still nervous though because
Hey, dude,
I
not
think
play nervous.
They don't. Yeah, it doesn't really show in their gameplay, but yeah, they're super nervous. Khaled was so nervous before London, before every match in London. And he's just like, I don't know, solid. So yeah, they just like have a lot to. They still, even though they've like proven so much, they still want to keep, proving that the region's got it.
Yeah.
Well, they have more to prove. Like Mina wants, they have a lot to prove. Same with like Sam and all them. So either they
Well-
could be nervous or they'll just play like insane because like they want to do better.
Did anyone really predict that Sam would get a major win before Mina though? I think that's kind of wild. Like nobody really talked about that. So everyone thought it'd be Falcons at one point.
If you
Yeah.
put
Well, before this season, no one would have thought Mina before Sam. But I guess this after the fall major, people probably thought Mina would get one first.
Yeah.
I mean
The
that
people-
Gamers 8 tourney was like made for Falcons. I feel like that was theirs.
Well, I
Like, they were
mean,
gonna
we
win
also
that.
thought it was like made for Dignitas, but that didn't go too well.
Yeah.
Nah, not even close. Made for Falcons. Not even close. Home soil, everything like was everything planned for them.
That's
Oh
true,
right,
that's
you're
true.
from Fury. Yeah, yeah,
Wow!
yeah.
The ego!
No, no, cause
This
I
guy.
just
You're
like
from
I didn't
Pittsburgh
know.
Knights. You're from Pittsburgh Knights. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good one, good one.
Oh,
I feel
boy.
like home soil could be like worse though, because I think that's like even more pressure to perform.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but to be fair
Those
though,
those
hasn't
headsets, I heard those headsets were like pretty sound canceling and you couldn't hear anything. So I think yeah, probably a lot of
no,
pressure.
they were great, but like haven't they done like 3 LAN events now in the Middle East,
Yeah,
like Falcons? I mean, at some point you kind of like gotta assume that like the nerves are, not gonna play that big of a factor compared to the rest of the teams.
I don't know. I mean, they lost a game 7 overtime to a team that then swept the finals. I don't think they should be too upset with how it went. If I'm
No,
honest,
exactly.
I think they should be
Yeah.
pretty happy with how they played.
Yeah.
They destroyed Dig. Yeah, lost game 7 OT to the winners.
A reverse
I think
sweep
they're fine.
is gonna feel horrible regardless. So like them having
Yeah.
their head downs or their heads down is like I
They
feel like
actually-
it's kind of expected.
I didn't really. I talked to them after. I didn't. They didn't say anything about the reverse sweep. Actually, I talked to Ahmad and TRK. They didn't mention that once. They did mention like TRK was really upset he didn't pick ones because it was his choice, I think, to pick game 6. They wanted TRK to play, and he was like, "Let's play twos." He was more confident that they could win twos than ones.
Wait,
One, I
Johnny.
mean, one's just too scary. One's
Khalid
for a
wanted
match
to play
point.
once.
No, TRK wanted to play twos.
Oh.
Will you guys have a
Yeah.
topic about it today
To
or
say,
no?
I want to
'Cause
ask
yeah,
about
sure.
That's a
this as well.
topic.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we can go into it.
It's a
'cause
topic, yeah, it's a
basically
topic.
done with the major now.
We're pretty much done with the major. Yeah, Moist.
Yeah.
I
Insane.
was
Moist one.
100% sure they would pick 1v1. 100% sure.
I wasn't. I was casting that. I was like, I don't know. Like, I could see them pick. I think they should pick ones, but I could definitely see them picking twos because that's so scary picking ones.
When
In
they
front
picked
of
chooses,
like,
I was like, we're gonna go to game 7. I was so confident. Not in once, but in choose, yes.
So
I mean, the
one-
scary thing about ones is that like they're pretty much predicted to win like 9 times out of 10. That's the issue. They've got their nerves on them. Like, it's
I don't
gonna
know.
be
Like,
so
I wouldn't give it a 90% for TRK. I think it was a lot closer. I think
Yeah,
like more
Jan's
like
pretty good.
55. Jan's ridiculous. He's crazy
Yeah.
good.
that
That
is
one.
Yeah,
true,
he's really good.
Yeah.
And we're like, I think also a good topic is like Falcons were not playing like crew battle scrims. You're just playing trees. Like everyone else was playing crew battle.
Really?
Everyone
Mm.
else, yeah, just they were not playing. I don't know. So
A lot of the MENA teams were only playing threes. I think they just wanted to get threes
Renegades is only
practice.
playing threes.
yeah, we scrimmed like some tryout teams from Europe that was just trees, 3DS as well, but Endpoint, Heat, everyone else was playing crew battle.
Yeah.
Just Falcons.
Yeah.
Just, that was not
Well, it's
so.
'cause it
that-
was
that
so
can
much
help.
money. A lot of teams were like, right, let's really get as good of a result in this tournament as we can for the money. But I don't think the Falcons guys care about the money. I think they just want to win threes. So they were just grinding threes, but hoping that their 2v2 and 1v1 like prowess would be enough. But yeah, actually no, I wasn't casting that one. I remember I was watching Furia Falcons, and I think I called it. You can ask Cole. I was watching with Cole. I called it Furia win after. During game 5, I was like, I feel like Furia are winning this because I don't know, Falcons just look so nervous. They stopped
I
like
called
being
it after
confident.
they pick choose. When they pick choose, I like. we're gonna win.
I called it
Yeah.
before you. I called it during the 3. I was like, Falcons are playing. I called it before. I was like, I don't know if it
Close,
matters
close.
ones or twos because TRK like they look so nervous with that they're playing.
I think it
I
matters
don't know how
because
you pick
Johnny,
ones.
they were playing like 1v1. I even said to the boys like, if you're gonna pick, if you lose game 1, pick 1v1 because then you in game 6 you can play 2v2. Not sorry, game 4 like in best of 5s with no pressure.
Yeah.
If TRK picks
Mm.
once, it's like Ian versus TRK. Ian needs to win that match. Like the pressure is all only on him to win because it's match point.
So I
But
wanted
like
to
Yeah,
choose,
ask
you have
you,
like half pressure. You have like Card and Ian, so it's not on you.
there were not a lot of
Yep.
teams that picked ones first. Even some teams that you think should be picking ones. I know FaZe never picked ones. I think Dig didn't pick ones, but Heat would pick ones. I noticed with Raziers. I think actually
They
Gladiators.
didn't
would
pick it
ones.
into Daniel though. They didn't pick ones
That's
into
right.
Daniel.
They did dodge Daniel.
Yeah. Zeus didn't want it.
And then, but Furia, it seems like you guys picked ones like every time you could,
That's smart.
which I thought was like to me, teams in general. Every time I've seen teams play crew battle format, they've always trended towards picking more. And the more frustrating thing is when threes aren't forced, which threes were forced in this one. There'll be teams with guys like Jan and I don't know, guys like Daniel or whatever. They'll pick threes because they're so used to playing threes, which is kind of frustrating. But I want to know, did you know the mindset behind Jan? Like Furia always picked Jan, which I loved.
I talked to them like because if you pick once, and then you have to play choose again, you can be like 0-3 match points. So just because of the pressure. But we all knew Yen was good. Like he was winning against everyone, and even scrims, even like he plays 1v1 a lot, like top 4 on the board. So
Yeah,
he
I
even
was
play
gonna.
like base card a lot. Like before some scrims, he plays 1v1 card.
Did you guys think Jan was? Because I haven't seen Jan play many show matches at all. I don't know if he plays a bunch in Sam. You told me that he
No.
doesn't like to play on high ping, but did you have a good? Did he perform exactly to how you expected? Like, where did you guys have Jan in ones rated before?
Below TRK, and maybe got it. He's really good. We all knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And now he proved it to everyone because he like just played ranked before.
His style is very good for crew battle 1v1s as well, because it's like hard to, I mean, one of the advantages that these really mechanical players have is it takes time to get a read on them in the air, and you don't have time because it's one game. So
Yeah.
there's no time to adapt. You just have one game, you concede a bunch, and then you've lost. So it's really good for crew battle. I'd love to see him in show matches, 'cause I think he would be, just as good. But you'd have to adapt as well, because defenders will adapt to him, start saving his shots. He'll have to stop doing that, do something different. But he can do that as well. It would be sick to see.
Yeah, I think he can do that. If like I think he's not like firewall, but close, even better. Like he can almost like smack game 1, probably lose game 2, then smack game 3 and 4.
Yeah,
Almost every time.
you'd have to adapt. He goes all in so much. He's like completely all in for the goal. So if people start saving those shots, it's a goal the other side, because he's just completely all in all the time.
That's
But
even
yeah,
how he plays ranked Johnny. He like goes for
yeah,
the plays, not like
it
stuck
it
in the net and
works.
defending.
It works really well for a crew battle, because it's scary. It's really like nerve-wracking to go up against. I think that's why TRK didn't want it. He's like, nah, that was that was too stressful, man. Like 1v1 is way too stressful in game 2. Never mind game 6. Like, let's just play 2s instead.
Yeah,
But
his
yeah, he
playstyle
probably
takes
regrets
time to
it.
get used to. Yeah, like his mechanical playstyle. You never really know what he's gonna do, and he's so fast that you can't really plan anything.
Who's
So it's
this?
so tough
Jan?
to play
Jan?
against him. Yeah, Jan. Yeah. He played quite a bit of 1v1s back in London. Queued into him. The dude's insane. I mean, no doubt.
What's
You
it
played
called?
TRK as well, OSM.
Yeah.
Um,
I should have
respectable.
won that. I
You,
should have won that.
if people didn't watch that, go watch it. It's the great opening goal. You just like tried to dribble it to your back corner, just own goal. Like, across the entire pitch, it just goes bang, own goal.
It was
It's the
beautiful,
best
right?
goal. Yeah, respectable.
We have to get at least one own goal per LAN. All right, that's the goal.
I was gonna say sorry, Gyro. You were trying to say something, but now you look like you're. Yep.
Yeah, hello. No, I was sorry, something happened. But I was gonna say like I feel like people like Jan, like they have such a high peak, like how you said, like he goes all in and stuff. So maybe TRK was scared because like he knows he could peak on them and whatever. But I
Definitely, yeah.
was I was talking to my team because we have Rocky, he's pretty good at ones, but we were like we should always pick ones first because if we're down 2-0 in a series in a best of 5, let's say, I feel like it's much easier to know like you have to win in a 2v2 than you know you have to win in a 1v1 because
Exactly.
in a
That's my
1v1
point as
anything
well.
can happen. Yeah. Like 1v1 like 2v2 you could have like you could peak and you can like win a game off you guys playing like good and smart, but in ones I feel like sometimes you could just get outplayed or something like that. Like it's much harder to win when
Even
especially when there's a
even
lot of pressure.
even for a phase, like I think if they pick once, first clear wins for CR game 2 instead of game 4, 0-3, all the pressure. So I think that as
Yeah.
well.
Interesting.
I
I
couldn't
think the
believe they
zero
didn't pick
second.
ones. I was like,
Yeah.
what are they doing? Why are they picking 2s in a CRR and Dorito? Are they crazy?
Those
That
guys
is
are
just
crazy
not
at
a good
twos.
pick. Those guys have played together for so long that you just don't do that. I think they were undefeated in 2s all tournament, but they'd lost once. Like CRR lost a 1v1 at some point.
He lost a
But
raise
yeah,
bowl, I think, before that.
he did. Yeah, he lost a raise bowl. So why are you not picking 1v1 into guild when you've got first killer and AJ on your team? It's crazy
There's
to
just
me.
so much more room for error playing in twos as well. Like you gotta, I mean, if you have such a solid ones player, like knows everything, has played ones for so long, is on paper the stronger player, and then picking twos, like you gotta have everything going like right for you to win that 2v2 game at that point.
I've
That
got to
that
think.
shows that they have lack of confidence, in my opinion.
Do you think I've got to think like there's in fact did I hear but I might have like it just came to my mind. I'm like maybe I heard this because this sounds too outlandish to just be a theory. Did
Right.
first killer like or AJ or someone just get like slapped by CRR and scrims and they're like okay forget that then let's just pick twos. Like maybe I can't remember if that's true. I don't know.
Were there
I
players there that were scrimming ones like against each other?
crew battle
Yeah.
scrims yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
for
watched
the
the
most
happens very
part,
frequently.
we did like 4 threes games, 2 or 3 twos game, then a 1 ones game.
What? That's
what-
how you
Yes,
scrim?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
Wow,
SSG Guild did it.
that's interesting.
I think there were some teams that did like 40 minutes of threes and like 20 minutes of ones and twos. I think that's another version that
Well,
they did.
I think it probably
The
works out the same way.
the
Yeah,
best thing about it is we did like all the threes games first and all the twos game, then the ones game, because then
All at the same time?
people could just leave. Like after the threes game they're done, the people
Yes.
if there's someone not playing the twos or ones, they could
Mm.
just leave and do whatever. And
Mm.
like same with
So
twos, same with ones.
when I was
Except for
watching
Dig,
scrims,
Dig was mixing stuff, so
Yeah.
Digger no Gyro
Uh,
scrims.
Dig just did Joyous and Jack, and then we didn't play ones against Dig because we were just like we didn't want to.
Yeah, but they were like missing. They played 1-3, then 1-2s,
Uh,
1-3s,
think
1-2s. They did it
no.
with us.
Oh wait, no, yeah, we did threes, twos. Yeah, no, Dig, we did threes,
Yeah, they did
twos,
that.
three.
It was
Yeah,
weird, but yeah.
yeah.
They
That's
swapped
about-
after every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
were there any? So when I was talking about scrims and watching them, because I watched actually a couple, I liked the idea content-wise of the 4-2-1, but it seems like 1v1s, people could have just scrimmed those at other times. I was expecting
Yeah.
teams to just deal with their 1v1s later, like Daniel for SSG, after they're done scrimming, just find somebody to scrim ones. But did any of that happen?
You know,
It did happen
Actu-
a couple of times. I know.
I was gonna say I don't know which teams did this, but like I'm friends with the all mid guys, and they said that they would do when they were doing the 2v2, they would make a second private match for the 1v1 to play at the
Yeah.
same time as the 2v2
Yeah.
because like the twos and the ones weren't the same people, and then if that
But that's-
happened, which is weird because a ones player usually plays the twos
I
as
was
well.
gonna say that's
but
pretty rare though.
See, yeah, that's the thing. We did those scrims for the most part actually. So we would have like Max and LCT doing the twos, but then when we actually come to the games and the series, I would be playing the twos as well. So realistically, it's not the smartest format for sure.
Oh,
if you have like a bench player that does twos
See,
as well.
even though you were wait, sorry, I got that backwards. Were you scrimming the twos or not?
No, I was scrimming the ones, and LCT and Max were doing the twos.
But you played the
we're-
twos.
Yeah, but the thing is, we had decided whoever plays the best during the day is the one playing twos, because we consider like all of us to be on the same level, chemistry wise and skill wise twos. So it was basically just whoever's like feeling really good on the day plays.
That makes sense. I think teams who had a lot of adaptability there had advantages because, like, if especially in like if it was a true crew battle format where you can get multiple ones and multiple twos in a best of 5, then that would be so important. You give somebody a go in the 1v1. Oh, that didn't work. All right, it's 1v1 again. Somebody else is gonna try it and see if they can win. Or like different combinations of 2v2 players because you can get different play styles. But yeah,
It didn't seem to work for Falcons though. Falcons played they played every option, right?
Well, actually,
but-
people were questioning the Khaled Ahmad pick in the grand final, but they played in the semifinal. I mean, but they played that in quarters and won, so it wasn't completely like ridiculous.
Yeah,
to pick
I had
that,
people like coming into my chat as well and like questioning it as like you gotta understand that like the players are gonna pick what they think is best anyway.
In the quarterfinal, they won both the 2v2s they played against Heat. They won with Khaled Ahmad. Then the next one they played with Ahmad TRK. They tried a bit more of an aggressive setup because they realized that Heat were just trying to counterattack them. And yeah, they just beat them both times. So when they did Khaled Ahmad in the final, I was just assuming that TRK just wanted to focus on the 1v1 and the threes and not have to play that. They were like, sure, yeah, we got this. Let's just go. Let's see what happens. Lost, and they lost 3v3 by 1-0. Then yeah, TRK was like, uh-oh, what do I pick? All right, let's go twos. Let's try again. They switched the 2v2 lineup in the previous round and it worked. So they did it. They did it again. Didn't work. And then yeah, losing overtime game 7. I mean, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that dumb. People were like, oh, what are they doing? This is so stupid. But I could see it. Like, I don't know, kind of made sense.
So
Didn't work, but doesn't mean that just because it didn't work doesn't mean it was dumb. Like if it worked, if they switched to like a different lineup of 2s and 1, people would be like, "Oh my goodness, that's a genius! They picked 2v2 and they with a different lineup. They're so smart." Like people, you can't be that results oriented. Like they had an idea, it didn't work, but it doesn't mean it was a bad idea necessarily. Like maybe TRK is just too nervous to play ones, and playing ones would have been a bad idea. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing though. Like
never
when
know.
a player is like on paper, like said to be the player to win most of the times, and you don't pick ones, I think you have to admit that that player is definitely feeling nerves and is not very confident.
No, he
So
was
if that
he was
person-
100% very nervous. I can
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
factually, he
Yeah.
was super nervous. That's why he didn't pick it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
So
would
my
agree with
thought
that.
process-
nervous.
So my thought process is, if that player is very nervous and doesn't really feel that comfortable and confident that he's going to win that game, why should that player play in the 2s then? Like,
Because he was confident about 2s.
No, you're
He
definitely more.
wanted
I
to
feel
do
like
it.
you're definitely more comfortable in 2s than 1s. Like if you're just
Yeah.
like,
Sure,
you have
but
somebody
it-
there.
but you don't have the confidence to beat that player in a 1-on-1, so it's kind of like
Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
you
that's,
have that
that's
much confidence
totally
in
different.
that?
I am not
That's
confident
different.
against
It's not,
first killer in the
Nah.
ones.
Nah, look,
Bro,
hear me out, hear me out.
he's bringing in Khaled. TRK's thinking, do I want to 1v1 Yan? That last one was pretty close. I don't know if I want to do that again. But hey, can me and Khaled, my boy, beat Yan and Card? He's probably thinking, sure, Khaled's better than Card at 2v2. We got this. Like, I feel like in that high pressure situation, it doesn't take a lot to like make that decision.
that's true.
And
you think
have
Twos
some
is the
logic.
easy option for
Like
sure.
I got a good example here, right? A couple maybe like a month and a half ago, I was playing some ranked 2s with first killer. Okay,
Oh god.
I was playing some ranked 2s with first killer. We ran into some pros. We got some dubs. You know, I won't name names, but you know, I got probably like 5 dubs on some pros. Do I have any, do I have any confidence 1v1ing those pros? No, I don't. I would much
What?
rather play 2s with first killer.
What is that comparison?
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
comparison. That's a good comparison. That's a
W
good one.
comparison.
That doesn't work.
Because I would be
That's like
too
when
nervous
first killer
to
rather
play
play
them.
ones.
Yeah. So think about it. If I was in this Gamers 8 tourney on FaZe, would I pick 1s to go play, or would I pick 2s with first?
Would your team of you and first killer pick ones? Yes, probably. And then first killer would play them.
Yeah.
Okay, well you're not
Oh, you. He's
you're
got
not
you
joining
dead
in
to
on my
rights.
story here.
Johnny.
Dead to rights.
There's a point here somewhere. You guys just aren't connecting with it.
But like for me, the thing is, since Johnny has inside here, if TRK is feeling nervous, did he ask Khaled if he wants to play once or no? Because I think that would be my
Khaled
second
didn't want to
pick.
play ones at all
No.
this tournament because he doesn't think he's very good at crew battle ones because he's a player who like needs to figure out his opponent, and like playing ones against Yan would be a nightmare because he's just gonna get like he'll probably lose game 1 while figuring out, okay, how do I get a read on Yan in a series? If Yan and Khaled best of 5 or best of 7, I'd probably pick Khaled to win, but best of 1 I'd have to go Yan. He's
That's
too
fair.
out there.
Yeah, I understand it. Because I think
And
for me,
Khaled told me the
Falcons-
same thing. Khaled said this. He's like, he doesn't think he's very good at best of 1.
Because for me, the idea of Falcons game 6 was like, you need to play once. I think that's my option number 1, play once. TRK, okay, no. Khaled, okay, no. And then you go to choose, and then that makes sense. Like playing Khaled and TRK, right? Was game 6. So yeah, that makes sense. But if they didn't ask like Khaled to play, they just skip it. I think that's a mistake. But yeah, since you said it, good.
Hasn't
Yeah.
Khaled played in a best of 1 format though, like tournament before, and didn't he do like really well?
Well, I
Or am I
did a
thinking
best of
something else?
1 and he lost to Revsy. So no.
Oh, oh,
No,
Joria's
he
won
got
that.
eliminated right
Thinking
too.
of
Joria's
Joria's.
won it, yeah. Joria's
Okay.
Oski in the final. Oski beat Abjack semis. I think Joria's beat like who was it? Raziers? No, Revsy in the other semi. Yeah, Kala didn't make it past Revsy that time. He doesn't. He thinks himself that he's not good at best of 1 and TRK. He also thinks TRK is the best 1v1 player in the world. So if TRK doesn't, the whole team's like, TRK, it's your choice, man. You're the best ones player, but if you don't want to play it, like we're good at 2s, so it's fine.
Khaled's
Poor
been
guy, it's
saying
a lot of
TRK's
pressure.
better than him for a long time. Like
Mhm.
since
A long
I
time.
first ever talked to
Years.
Khaled, he's like, why are you trying to get games with me? TRK is the the best player on my team. I'm like, I haven't seen that yet. I don't know. It seems like it's still you, but he's been saying that forever.
Yeah, he has.
So what was Guild's what was it, CRL, like, or sorry, CRR playing ones? Like, was
Yeah.
that their secret weapon? Was that their go-to? Because I actually didn't
Yeah,
see
CRR is
many of
good.
the Guild games until like the finals.
He's
Play
very
yourself
good.
for.
You should watch their series against FaZe. It was a good example of what Guild's all about. They're
Was
just
it
solid.
was it
very
expected
consistent.
for them to even do that well? Like maybe a top 8 compared to like,
Top
I mean,
top
that's
8,
top 2.
yeah. Top 8, sure. Top 4 maybe. Not top 2 though. I didn't expect that.
I think
Well-
the surprise was their 3v3 though, right? I think everyone knew CRR Dorito was a good 2s team. CRR
Yeah.
can hold his own in 1s, but they like crushed it in 3s too, that was the surprise.
Well, Johnny was grabbing about Falcon's Moist weapon and grabbing about it. I told like Card and Ian, like day one, you're just gonna make grand finals because they were playing really good. Like first said, like they're 2v2 and we 1-1, really good, they can win. But like they're 3-3, they need to win like at least one. And like they're winning everything, 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
They had
their
they had
main.
an easy group as well though. I think groups C and D were pretty hard, but group A looked pretty easy. I was like, yeah, Guild's gonna be fine there. I thought they were
wish
gonna do pretty well.
F16 was in today.
I didn't think they'd. I thought Dignitas were gonna make it through Group D, and that would have been Guild's opponent. So I thought that would be
Yes,
close.
me too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that
The
was
format
shocking.
kind of made it difficult for teams, because usually in a lower bracket format, the team in the winner final plays before the loser semifinal. So you do winner final, loser semi, loser final. But in this format, the entire lower bracket got played, and then the winner final got played immediately followed by the lower final with like a 3-minute break. Like literally, the stream was down for like 3 minutes, then analyst desk for like 5, and you're back in the lobby. Like no time at all. So every team that lost winner final also lost loser final because you're coming off a tough loss and you're back in the lobby. So not a lot of time to like mentally reset. I personally wasn't surprised to see all of the teams lose, and if that format happens again, I would definitely hope that they don't do that same order. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that, but I think it's way too difficult to like have a 15-minute break from losing winner final and be expected to play losers final.
I
right
mean,
after.
yeah, the teams in lower, so we're expected to win three series in a row with no breaks. I think that's
Momentum.
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
well, momentum. You say momentum. You also say burnout.
I mean,
Or
I'm
they
pretty
have
sure
to.
it's one series and another series, then you get an hour break and you play the third one.
Yeah,
So it's
it
not like
was.
3
Oh
straight.
yeah.
Yeah, it was decent. They were
I
like
think
playing 2 and then off for 1.
Yeah.
I think F16 make it out of any other group.
Oh, 100%. F16
I really
were
wanted to see it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think if they didn't have to play immediately afterwards, I think they beat FaZe again. But they just had to play straight after losing a game 5 to Furia, so of course they're not going to be like 100%. Like they're 15 years old.
They
So,
didn't even
yeah.
pick 1s. I was hoping they'd. I mean, obviously, I was hoping every team pick 1s.
Yeah, same.
But they picked 2s in that as well. But Roas and Kaliers looked good.
Yeah.
I think
But
they beat FaZe again. FaZe were not that good this event. They were all over the place. They were pretty messy. I wasn't impressed. I think
Yeah.
if F16 just had like winner final, then an hour break, and then they play FaZe, I think they win. I would definitely pick them to win. They got formatted.
Well, they still got a decent prize, probably.
Oh yeah,
So it's not so bad.
yeah, they were pretty good.
Oh yeah, we wrote something down here that said wait, SSG played 6 games. Does that mean 6 series, Johnny?
Games.
Okay.
They won 3-0 twice, and they were on 95K prize pool.
Yeah.
SSG won 6 games, and then they had 95K in the pocket.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is
To be
so
fair
crazy.
to them, they did qualify for the event. They weren't an invite, so they did qualify, which is something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still crazy. The money was ridiculous.
And everyone was
There-
dodging Daniel. It was devastating.
There was something
Mhm.
else with Devo where he played like 12 games total, and he walked out with 100K himself.
Oh
Or
yeah,
something
'cause he
like
didn't play the
that.
twos.
Yeah. So
Oh, no
Devo
way.
ended up playing. It looks like there's 6 games. I'm counting right now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 games. He played 11 games. Walked out with
Oh, my
100K.
days.
that's
Himself.
good
CRR
per
must have
game.
played like
Himself.
CRR probably played like 30.
Yeah.
Maybe not, maybe like 20, but yeah. CRR played so many games. He played all the games.
He played every game, so yeah.
But they had a lot of sweeps, including getting swept
True,
in
true.
the final.
Yeah, they just like did a speed run. They're like, how fast can we win this money?
John said 9K a game for Devo. 9K
That's
per
so
game.
ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Devo's really expensive these days, man.
Yeah.
He's making like $2,000 a minute.
Gee, dude, I didn't think about the total time he was in a match. It's literally like $2,000 a minute, like 1.5K.
Actually, $2,000 a minute.
That
Wait,
is
no.
crazy.
Whenever he's in an overtime, he's like, "No, I'm getting scammed."
It's working conditions of overtime.
I'm working
man.
OT.
Oh no, they're good. They only got into two OTs. It was a minute combined for
Oh,
both
nice,
of them.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Thank God we valued
He-
his time.
He only lost $1,000.
That's not bad for him. That's not bad. He won't fuss about that. There was also Heat as well. They ended up 5th through 8th with Reziers. And he's like
That
one
guy's
of the
God.
dude. I was watching. I think in like the last game he played, like where they were eliminated, and this dude was
Yeah.
going crazy in twos.
MVP.
I was like mind blown watching it. Yeah. One of the best free agents in the EU. He said he made a tweet saying he was LFT and that he was willing to try out for an NA team. And I don't really know if that was a meme or not. I mean,
No.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
no,
I'm
he's
sure it's
serious. No, it
serious.
wasn't.
No,
Yeah.
he's completely serious. Yeah.
He's coming for
Yeah.
NRG. He's like, right, all these guys are washed. Sign me
Yeah.
up. I'll carry them.
So I mean, realistically, how likely do you think it is, like going into next season, that we're gonna see like cross region moves? I mean, I feel like there's guaranteed to be one.
Yeah, there's got to be one. We had a whole
Probably one.
team move region last season, so
That's true. Does that count as one or does that count as 4?
that's a triple. That's a triple.
Yeah.
That's a quad.
Yeah. Quad. Did they move the coach as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nah, it's definitely gonna happen. Like, there's bound to be some player that's gonna make the move. I mean, there's a lot of free agents after the season. It's been a long season. There's gonna be a lot of roster moves. There's no
Yeah.
way there's not gonna be.
No,
one.
this offseason is gonna be crazy for roster moves. It's guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah,
say that
Mateus.
every season.
Yeah, but it's crazier every season. It's just true.
Because nothing ever happens as we expect, and then we're like, it was alright. And then next season
Nah, but
we'll
this
be
is
like,
the longest season though.
yeah, here we
It's
go, yeah.
definitely different.
That's it. Our complexity looking at like not complexity, our Furia looking at what complexity did and thinking, yes, NA, ripe for the taking.
Nilsson. Just that. But yeah, they're looking at. But like maybe for next season, it's like to be like for October or no October, late August or early October, right? To start playing in NA for next season, right? Or no? I think it is.
I don't know.
Is this
No.
a leak?
Yeah,
What am I hearing? Wait, what?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, are you telling
the
us
next
right
one?
now that Furious moved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, like
In late August, oh
he
my
pretty much
days.
said
we're
that.
talking about it, so if you do it, like would be really in a rush. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would
Yeah.
be hard to do that quick because like visas and stuff.
Yeah.
So complexity moved
Unless you've been prepping.
because they wanted to get picked up by an NA. Like they wanted to play in NA, but I assume there was a big raise to move. Like would Fury be switching, or like what would be the motivation for teams to move to NA? I would assume because they wanted to move to a North American org or whatever and
Nah.
get the upgrade, or is it just to play the competition in North America?
Rocket League in San is like that pretty much because viewership, sponsors, money, everything. It's like really low compared to NA or U. Really low.
Yeah.
Like our main stream gets like 1K max views in
What?
regionals.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? 1K max?
So okay, so you just want to
Wait.
so Furia would want to move because they want to put their brand in front
One.
of
No.
more
It
people.
doesn't get 1K though.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
It's like
that's
1 or
way
5.
more.
It's like 5 max. So
Nah, I don't
Bro,
believe
APAC gets 10K. How is Sam not getting
APAC,
like,
APAC
at
gets
least
20. Sam must get
Yeah.
like 15 or 20. There's
Sure.
no way
20?
they gets... Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
APAC,
But-
gets 20, Mina gets 20. Sam has to get like 20. What
Look
Bro's
at
on
that
the
Rocket
wrong
League
stream.
Sam's average
nah,
900 viewers.
It shows it on Wikipedia.
What?
Yeah, you can see the view count.
I went to their Twitch tracker for the Twitch channel for Rocket League Sam. They might be streaming other stuff that's not RLCS, but In July, 1,000 average. In June, 2,000 average. But then in May,
Whoa.
Told you.
Okay.
I told you.
Peak viewers for regional 2 of the spring split for Sam was 29K. Average viewers
But
16.5.
They
Oh.
get hosted by the
Yeah,
mainstream.
it overlaps
Mm,
NA,
yeah.
and then NA hosts them. So that's why
That's
it's
a lot.
super low viewership until NA's
No,
over.
Sam's on the EU weekend, so it must be like
Yeah,
it
same
gets hosted
thing.
by EU.
Same thing.
Yeah, EU starts like here it starts 1 p.m. for Brazilian time, and we start 4 p.m. So it's overlapping.
That's unlucky.
They get hosted every time pretty much.
Well, like the host is it's not the only thing though, because like people like a lot of viewers come from esports button. That's why like APAC and MENA get a lot of viewers, like OCE, because like they're the only stream live, so esports button links to that. So even if EU didn't have an event, Sam would still get views because like I bet that regional 3 that was at a different weekend, wasn't it? Sam regional 3 this split.
Yeah,
wasn't
Spring
it?
Regional 3 was 1 week before, but I think was same time as NA. No.
I'm
Yeah,
No,
No.
it was by itself. It was the same
By
time as
by solo, by solo.
CRL Worlds and also the big Saudi Arabia LAN. They're all at the same time, but there's no viewership stats on Wikipedia for that one.
But like, yeah, it's pretty low compared to pretty much the major regions. So
Well, the
that's what
prize
makes
pool is
money
definitely
pretty
lower.
much.
The prize pool is like 30 compared to 100 for
30,
regionals,
30K, yeah, and the winner gets 9.
and you have to play against South American teams, so that's harder as well.
Good one.
Yeah, like pretty much, I think NA is pretty much better, except you are very far from your family. That's the only
I,
downside really for players.
I genuinely don't think like. Okay, so example like Fear. I don't know the salary of teams specifically, but I know ranges, and I'm just gonna guess that like moving to NA as Fear, like your salary difference is going to be so substantial. Like even if you went to NA and got like 8th in every regional, you would still come out ahead because the or not the NA difference, the salary
Yeah,
difference in NA
yeah, for
and EU.
players.
Yeah, the salary difference is ridiculous because, like you said,
Yeah, it's
viewership,
ridiculous.
sponsors, everything.
Are you talking about even if they stayed with Furia, like Furia would pay them more to play in NA, or you just
I
say
mean,
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, it's up to Fear. Like
Because
I don't know
it's,
how big
like
the org
doesn't make
Fear
sense.
is.
Yeah, it doesn't
but-
make sense. Like if you have like, for example, you win 500 here, but like the average guy there win like 10K, and you're still winning like 500 playing there.
You're talking
You need to
prize pools.
raise their bar.
Or
Yeah,
what
but
do
Yeah,
you-
but
like
what
prize
I'm
pools
saying is on average, like you
It's
could
player salary, yeah.
you could get the bump in
Okay.
salary, which would be much higher, and like you would make more because the prize pool difference, it's like it seems crazy for going from like 30K to 100K, but with all the player splits, it's not. So like winning 9K for a regional and then winning 30K is like not that big a deal in the difference of the salary bump.
Yeah, salary's huge. Also, like if they're interested in like streaming and making content, like you're gonna get a massive boost from moving to NA or EU as well.
Yes, the same. They like who is the biggest streamer here? Like I'm not counting Alonsoka. You guys know Alonsoka or no? He's like a big streamer and his streams are a lot. But
Mhm.
it's like
no.
it's Firewall. And Firewall average like 300 views.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
No.
Firewall.
Yeah.
He's the biggest.
You'd have to learn English to, I would assume. I mean, that for streaming, you'd have to be speaking English in your stream, right? Isn't
Nah,
that most of it?
I used to
I
think
don't
this
think
for
so.
Rocket League, but K-Dub is the biggest streamer and he only speaks French. And the Spanish community and the Portuguese community on Twitch are also really big. So
Yeah,
like,
But
VKC
only
yeah,
if they move
average
to
like
NA? I
1K.
don't understand why that matters.
no, I'm saying like even if you're in NA, you could still have like a totally different stream. And K-Dub's in Europe and he speaks French, so you don't have to be.
Yeah,
speaking
most of
English.
the viewers would just be there for gameplay,
Yeah.
maybe.
Gotcha. But they pick up fans, is what you're saying, by crushing North American teams in RLCS. They pick up
Yeah,
viewers.
people will
'cause
see that and be like, "Oh my goodness, this team's
Yeah,
crazy. I want to watch
if
that."
like Furia moves and wants to catch more viewers, like just hire like an A streamer.
Yeah.
It's like smart.
There was my same experience for a player that I was like blown away at how good he was and how I felt like he should have been known more was KV1. Like as soon as he started, he was like in my Discord or something playing some random ones and was like, "Hey, can I play?" And then he started having him on and he was amazing. And I was like, "How do people not know about this guy already? He is so good." So I guess maybe, but he just did it all by just playing 140 ping, which isn't realistic You can't just play RLCS on 140 ping, but I mean,
And now
guess I see what
KV1's
you're
going to
saying.
Worlds. KV1 in the wild card.
Yeah.
Let's go.
if
That's
only
actually huge. A lot of people will not know, like most of the viewers will not know who KV1 is, even though he's like absolute top tier 1v1 player worldwide.
I'm gonna give you guys some insight here. The club is having visa issues. That's all I'm gonna say to you.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
right.
Every
Oh,
team is
no.
having
Terrible
these
leak.
issues,
Dude,
bro.
Visa. don't leak the bad news.
Don't leak
Oh,
Nah.
Everyone has this, but the rest doesn't have one.
dude, visa issues
They
are
got
the
denied,
worst.
and they're
Wait,
gonna do it again.
Who has one?
KV1.
Right, KV1, listen, if the club can't go, you have to go. You have to just go there
He
and
will. I feel like he
1v1 on
will.
LAN, 1v1 on low ping. It's all we
Wait,
ask.
who's the team below the club then? Because if they get disqualified, the team
It's
below
true.
them,
No one
they
is.
might.
They're not getting visas in time. No way. It's too
Reckon?
slow.
Yeah, that's actually true. Everyone's gonna
It's
struggle
really,
with that.
really, it's so hard to get
And I
visas.
think the hard part is they're playing Swiss, so they need 16 teams to play Swiss. They can do it with 15.
Oh yeah.
So they need to.
Yeah, that's true.
If the club ends up not going, they need to, like, I don't know, call complexity, or maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you
Get
got
a
a
free
Go
win.
on.
backfill with
Complexity.
NA teams.
Wait, it actually would be Complexity who are next up because they missed
That's
out on
genius.
like the wild card by one region spot. Who would be
So
next?
same as
Holy
Winnie.
cool.
Who's from EU that would? I don't know. Let's see.
I think it's CG.
They would
They
know
are-
it. The next one in
disadvantage.
wildcard, like if you look at the region spots, it's NA number 4, so that would be Complexity. Then it's OCE 1, which would be Power, and then it's EU 4, which is EG, and then NA 5, which is I don't know.
So if two
Someone
teams
else.
can't make it, it will be an NA team and an OCE team going.
That's unfortunate.
Man, those flights are going to be expensive for the OCE team. That's going to cost a fortune.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Worth.
Oxygen is the next in line for NA after
Well,
Complexity.
do
so
they
four
actually do that?
teams miss
If a team can't make it, they're gonna bring the next one. That's
Yeah.
actually a thing.
Well, Swiss.
You
I
can't-
think they
well,
have to. They will have to.
I would guess, I don't know. I've not even thought of this until now, but I would guess they would do a different format, not Swiss.
Oh.
What? No, they would
They-
change
no,
entire format
they
if
couldn't
one
switch
team
it.
can't make it.
They just
So-
disqualify or get complexity, probably.
I mean, the
Do you
last
think
time
they would
didn't
rather
just
bring
give
in
it
a new
forfeit?
team? Bring it, like,
Johnny,
totally just bring in a new team and be like, congrats, you're in.
Yeah, that'd be
Simple
hype.
as that.
Problem is,
visa.
like, you need to have tiebreakers for
Yeah.
the main event. Like, you need to have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh,
They've,
eighth.
but they, well, I think, like, they would, honestly, I think what they would do is they would just give forfeits, because they've done it before. They've done it
Yeah.
with Swiss in the past, where it's just like a 3-0. Except there was a bit of controversy, because what happened in the past is instead of giving a 3-0, they were just giving a DQ win 0-0. And then that meant that the team who get the DQ win, because the other team didn't like check in or whatever, were
Yeah, they
they
have
would have a
20 points.
bad win rate. They'd have a bad win-loss differential and get shafted.
Isn't that what happened when Falcons couldn't make it to that one LAN? Isn't that like the change that they made?
That
Yeah,
wasn't
everybody
Swiss.
got everybody got out of the group. They just all like it was a in the winter. 3 teams got out of a 4-team group, and since Falcons weren't there, it was just everybody. Congrats, you're all through.
Oh my god.
That was
Did it.
unlucky.
Pioneers
That's
lost
so
twice, and they're
tough.
like, "We made it, boys. We're in the
It's still
playoffs."
cleaner than Swiss. I don't know. Swiss, somebody has to just since everyone's basically all in the same pool, you have to like pick. I mean, you don't pick. I guess there's a top seed to give the advantage to, which just feels less fair than I don't know. I just why not just backfill if it works out nicely where complexity is the next team up? It seems like such an easy backfill.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
feel
the
like
thing
it
is they
feels.
have to do
If
that
they
for
also
every
live in Dallas,
team.
that's like I think a really nice one. Because complexity lives in Dallas, the boys.
It would be really
So
easy, but
they
I feel like it feels
feel Uber.
unfair to just give that spot to somebody else.
Man, so
Yeah.
if this you said club are having visa issues, like that's like what if like 3 teams can't go? Like their SSA teams, I think they had to go to like Namibia to get visas because South Africa wasn't giving them. Just send everybody to Namibia. The club, get on a plane. Namibia's giving visas out to everybody.
What's the
We know where to
the
get them.
bottleneck for visas?
The
Is it
Namibia
on-
U.S. Embassy are friendly. Go.
Is it the U.S. that's like so bad at all this, or is it the like what's?
It's the U.S. Yeah,
It's the
the
US.
U.S.
I
Like
was gonna say that's
in
what
the
I thought.
past
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years, changed like visa laws to make it significantly more difficult for
It's
people to
so
get
hard.
visas, and the reason is, well, I think I don't want to get political or anything, but I think it's kind of stupid that the reason is because like most illegal immigration happens through the acquisition of a visa, and then somebody will just overstay their like their visa duration and never leave. So they decided, okay, we're gonna stop all this illegal immigration by making it really, really hard for anyone to get a visa, no matter like how like valid the application is and how obvious it is that they're not gonna try and overstay. They're just gonna go there for a video game and then leave. It doesn't matter. They just made it hostile to all applicants, like all applicants. I mean, like
Yeah.
A-list celebrities, anyone. It is like hostile to everybody now. Whereas in the past, it was like easier to get it for esports.
Like
Yeah, it's
we're
tough.
having visa issues as well. Like it's just I don't know. Personally, I don't even think Sonics was prepared for this with like the new regions coming in. Like EU, it's a little bit easier. I mean, you say it's like
I
they make
mean,
it hard for
it's
everyone,
not
but
easier. Shogun
no,
Cole and Gregan all missed LA Major. That was like months of work to try and get visas for them, and they missed
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's hard for. I mean, when I say it's hostile to everybody, I mean literally everybody.
No,
Like
I'm
the
talking
U.S.
about the
government just
waiting list
decided
in
to
the
make it hard.
embassy of their own country. Like some waiting lists are like way higher in, for example, the Asian countries. That's kind of what I'm talking about. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Like even though you prepare for months on end, it might just be the case that you don't get um like a spot, a visa. It's insane. I don't know what Sanix has done to prepare for that happening.
There's
Because
nothing they can do. There's really nothing. Like it's
no, I'm
entirely
talking
U.S.
about
government.
like preparing for like two like if a team can't make it, what are they
Oh, I
gonna do
see.
for the
Yeah.
seeding?
Oh, who knows?
I'm sure they have something in mind, especially like after the very first visa issue happened. They're like, oh, we need a backup plan. Like, we need to think of something here.
The problem is like it's so last minute. Like when Stumpy and I flew to LA for the winter major, we I got a text on Monday saying that my visa and my passport, by the way, they take your passport away when
Yeah,
you're waiting on the visa. So my passport was at the U.S. Embassy in London. I got a text on Monday saying your visa is being delivered tomorrow. So I told Psionics and ESL they booked me a flight for Wednesday, and I got the visa. I got the passport in the mail on Tuesday, and I left the next day. Like it was like literally we got it, we left.
yeah,
There was no time to plan, no time to like prepare. It's just like very last minute stuff.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, for
yeah,
London,
stuff.
like LCT, I think got his visa like 3 days before he had to leave for the flight. It's insane.
And
Yeah,
that's much
that's
easier
rough.
because like a visa for UK is not the same
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
Even
It's
for
It's
not.
Gamers
so
8,
time consuming.
Yeah, even for
we
gamers
had
they like
like
inside it's not as difficult to get visas because they don't
Oh,
make it
Saudi was
hostile to
easier.
all. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
literally just the US is the only country that makes it like difficult for anyone and everyone.
well, Johnny, it's not hostile for Europeans because for us we got our visas like Saturday. We had to fly Sunday morning.
For
It was for Gamers
London
8,
or for
no,
gamers, eh?
for Saudi.
Hmm.
It was like wild.
Yeah, I hear a lot of things now. Just people getting their visas like last minute,
Well, there's different
literally day
ways.
before.
The problem about the US is there's no way to push it through. There's no way to like expedite the process. Whereas for Saudi, I think there's like multiple ways you can expedite it. So, you know, for ESL, I think they expedited the caster visas because we were booked so late. Um, and I heard that Jesse just like got a visa the day before he flew. They were just like, "Here you go, Jesse. You are welcome to the country." 'Cause he's a
We know
celebrity.
you. Come in, come in.
Yeah, yeah. Literally just flew out and got in. So
I mean, that's the thing. But like, wait, actually, I don't know how visas work, but surely you only have to get it once, though, realistically, because don't visas last for like 2 years, something like that?
it depends. It usually lasts like for the US the length of a contract, but I believe it's
Mhm.
easier to reapply if you've had one before.
Yeah.
I think for minors it's like 5 years, right? Minors. 'Cause at
Right, okay.
least from pretty much everyone was a minor except me when they did it, so it's 5 years. I think, not
That's
sure.
good.
They just need
That's
to
positive.
everybody every time this comes up on Reddit, like there's so many comments saying they just need to stop doing LANs in America.
Yeah, just
Just,
Yeah, what a
stop
great
doing it.
idea.
just go to Canada, Lanada. It's time.
Canada.
But I don't think it's the solution because then like a lot of the fans of Rocket League are in America, so I don't think it works.
No, but just stop
Well, yeah,
doing
but
it.
there's. I mean, there's definitely ways.
Genius. What?
Yeah. Smart.
Thanks for like you.
We were talking about the Saudi land just a little bit with G8 and stuff. Was there anything? Okay, so as I was watching it, and I don't know how much of it you guys watched, but there were like random moments where they would do like a picture-in-picture part of the broadcast. So they would have the big screen, and then it would go smaller, and then they have like a hand cam or like show a player's face or the crowd or something.
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of like small production things that they did that I'm wondering if like maybe RLCS should incorporate, or if people hated it.
Well, I've got a bad experience with it because every time I played like on stage, every time they did one of those cuts, it wouldn't face towards me. It would face to LCT. Just
LCT and
absolutely
free play.
hammering on his keyboard. Yeah. So
They just they kept showing LCT in free play during the 2v2s and the 1v1s. He's just like going crazy in free play. They're just like, guys.
They thought he was the one playing.
Yeah, they showed a lot of players who weren't playing.
Yeah.
There was also something with actually I think it's one of the Fear players. They showed him like logging into his Facebook. Was that true?
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Card
Yeah.
needs to log in Facebook to log into his Spotify. So
Oh, wait, are players listening to music a lot when playing?
No. Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yo,
Wow.
what does Card listen to? What's the repeat song to win a LAN?
Oh, that's
I
a
don't
good
really know.
comp.
Ian hears a lot Brazilian song that I can't say to you because it's like 18 plus. So
So we're too immature for that.
I'm gonna type in Discord and you guys say
How bad can it be?
All right.
it's like this.
I
Sorry,
don't. That's
Read
not
it,
a word.
translate it to you guys.
We
Yeah, I was
search
gonna
this
say, I
on
can't read
YouTube
that.
or
Yeah, and try to find like translations to
Oh,
that.
well, wait, type what it says in English.
No, it's like that. It's a GJ.
I'm
Just
scared
like
to
that,
say
and
it.
you're gonna find it.
Oh,
this is really it's like psychedelic, very trippy.
I don't know what my audio broke before, like right as we started the stream. If you guys remember that, so I can't even listen to it. Too scared to touch my PC.
I
Johnny, I
just
saw
don't
like
play
also
the-
you were watching like a Joyo YouTube, Twitter like
Yep.
highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Ian has one as well, and he also have like the music that he listens. So
Oh, okay. So
Gonna-
you just go to the Yan Twitter. Gotcha.
I'm gonna but here and you guys listen for yourselves. If you want
Yeah.
me to
Alright,
translate,
okay.
I can try.
What everybody can check. Is this like for Twitch chat as well?
Well, it's like in Portuguese, so they will not understand anything so good.
Twitch chat doesn't understand most things.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
So Yan's just actually
God.
vibing.
Not gonna lie, I've watched this montage like 3 times maybe.
Just
Like
go to
the
Yan's Twitter account, boys.
The first like sentence is like, I don't know what I did, so she can sit on me so hard. It's literally the first sentence. So yeah, I'm just gonna not say it.
Oh man.
I don't know what it sounds like he's saying.
Yeah, I think I got a different vibe just listening to it, not understanding it.
Yeah, like the vibe is good, but when you know what the guy is saying, it's like, oh my god.
Here, I'll just link it
not
in
family
chat. I
friendly.
can't
not
play it
family
for some
friendly.
reason. It's not working.
Oh, it's a shame.
But it's a Twitter link.
It does sound like a banger though.
Yeah, like it is.
It
Like the
does.
song is good, but the letter is like,
It's a heater.
Man,
I
we're gonna
even-
hear so many Rocket League like players listening to this kind of music now, trying to be Yan.
I think even like Card was setting it up like the B stream, then he was recording like in his phone to send to me, and in the background you can hear Ian saying, "If I don't have music, I will not play it." Just says that. So yeah, they listen to music a lot.
Wow.
That's why
Even
they may
when,
have
like-
like Spotify to set up stuff. The SSD
Even
stuff.
during the games, while calming.
Yes.
Look at
Jan
that.
doesn't calm, man. He just listens to music really hard.
Really?
Like
He doesn't
doesn't calm.
in the fall split, when he says like I'm gonna try hard, he mutes in Discord and puts like the
What?
song really high.
Wow.
Wait, really?
What?
What?
Crazy.
You're trolling.
Like, not on the tournament, but like in ranked or even like screaming
Oh,
on
right,
Discord.
right,
He
right.
says that.
Okay.
Who's
That's so
Ashy,
Chad.
man?
That's
Yeah, I
actually
thought he
actually-
just mutes comms mid tournament and then
Yeah,
just
I
like
know.
so-
But you can, like,
Yeah.
we can hear his music through his headset in Discord because it's really loud.
I thought it was unique that players were listening to music at LAN because I remember I went to season 6 and I remember Justin saying something about not playing well because he wasn't listening to music, and I thought that was really like I thought that was something special to him. But now I'm hearing that everyone listens to music.
Oh no,
Yeah,
Astro
a lot
listened to
of players.
Ariana Grande on repeat when he was like puking.
I did not realize this.
Oh, Jan uses FOV 109 as well. Wait, he's actually
And he
this
uses
build different.
110. Yeah, it's such a weird camera setting. Like, if you put that on, you can't use any other camera setting.
What?
Oh, that's not a
109.
thing for you?
No.
No, like if you use like Cash, he uses like 110, 240, let's say 110 something. Like if you use a camera setting that weird, like you're stuck in that range for like a month or whatever, and you're gonna slump on any other camera setting. It's a real thing.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, if you have 240 distance, you've gone wrong somewhere in life. How?
I don't know, bro's god though. That guy's insane.
Crazy.
So I had a question about like I was thinking about like different matchups that we never saw. We didn't see Jack against TRK because Troya stepped up and lost. We didn't see well we did get some bangers like Raze Bull Yan, the very anticipated matches, but I think the most anticipated match that we didn't get was Atomic versus Atomic. I was super disappointed.
Oh.
Mostly because also after not playing Atomic versus Atomic, G2 Atomic did play the next 1v1 that they played in the tournament. So clearly, in my opinion, he did simply dodge EU Atomic. And
Yeah,
I'm
he
happy
was even
calling him.
screaming when we won.
Yeah,
Atomic.
he was the ones player for sure, historically and currently. He just didn't play it, so therefore he is B Atomic.
No, that is cap.
It's true.
Atomic didn't want to play the ones, but
He
they
dodged
made
one,
him.
he dodged A Atomic, now he's B Atomic. It's simple.
I don't know. Whatever. I'll agree to disagree.
Ooh.
Just don't say that in front of T-Base, that's all.
I don't even
I'm
know
gonna
what
I'm
agree to
gonna
disagree
remind teammates
means.
every time I see him. I'm gonna remind him. B Atomic, or Atomic-y. Pick one. It's either's fine.
We call him
Atomic-y.
Atomic.
I like Atomic-y.
Atomic-y.
Okay. Atomic.
How did you get? Okay, so as like an alternate tournament, how did you guys feel about crew battles in general? Watching,
I love it.
playing.
Love it. Love it.
Really nice format.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you're a little biased. If I'm gonna be
I think
honest.
we're all a little biased here. Let's be real. Like, take a look at who you're asking, man.
So one
Well,
thing
I
about
mean-
this crew battle that was actually ended up being not big a deal. Like I thought it was devastating when they announced that every other game was gonna be 3v3, but it actually
Same.
ended up still feeling pretty crew battle-y, like way more than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I like that better. Every other game, because it means you can't win the series without winning a threes game, which is nice.
But you can win a
Yeah.
series without winning a ones or twos game, which is not nice
Yeah.
because
But, I
that's just
mean-
a Mickey win.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but
0-1 was the only one who got a Mickey win, as the only one I can think of. Did anyone else?
Oh no, so many teams go Mickey wins. So many teams
Really, with
like,
only
won.
like went to game 5 and they only got 3s wins? Oh yeah, 0-1
Oh
got
yeah,
2
yeah,
of
okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, 0-1 did that 2 times, I think. Did it to Dignitas and also to
Renegades.
They did it to Renegades
oh,
right
yeah, did
before.
it to Renegade. That made no sense. How did Renegades win ones and twos? It actually makes no sense. And then lose all the threes. It doesn't make any sense at all.
That one was shocking.
Yeah, ON Esports, I think they were just grinding threes because they're like trying to get good for wildcard. Prove that Mina's
Oh yeah, they're there as well.
sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
there.
didn't want to scrim anything else. At least I think I had one of their scrims and they didn't scrim.
And
no,
that's
it might have
crazy
been Owl.
because like Senzo and Twiz were playing different teams. Crew battle. Senzo was in O and Twiz was in
Oh, your microphone.
Taunted Minds. Or
Yes.
Fury.
Oh, he's quick with that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
ready. That was professional. I like crew battles. I was kind of thinking, what about if they forced teams? Because I've seen some teams do that, or some tournaments do this in the past, where the 1v1 player cannot play the 2v2. So it's like very much like an even distribution of work.
I thought that's
Yeah,
how
that
this
was a
tournament
rumor,
was.
yeah.
I swear there was a rule initially or something. Was it switched?
No,
Yeah,
that was
it was a big
Nissan.
rumor.
Nissan crew battles did that. Like the Rocket League channel crew battle did this,
That's what it was. Yeah.
but not Never Gamers. Never
Oh.
Gamers 8.
Yeah, because I
mean,
I
they
was
did
watching
change
it,
the
I was
format.
super confused watching the same player going. I was like, what happened?
You're-
I swear
like-
they weren't supposed to play.
Is nobody seeing these cheaters? These blatant
Yeah, I
cheats?
thought like I was the only one who knew, and I like eventually I was like, okay, I guess I just was wrong. I don't know.
I will say, I thought it was a rule that in the best of 7, you know how you pick the second game? I thought the second game and the 6th game had to be the same. I thought that was a rule in the
Oh yeah, I see.
in the tournament where you go
Oh.
2s, then 1s, and then the next game has to be 2s.
Mm.
But I guess not. I guess teams just
No,
went
it
like,
was second. So the loser of game 1 picks game 2. The winner of game 1 picks game 6 if it goes there, and game 4 is whatever game 2 isn't.
oh, I didn't. Oh,
Oh,
winner of game 1
interesting.
picks game 6. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know
both
that.
teams get a pick once. So game 4 is always the game mode that hasn't been played yet, and then game 6, the team who has not had a pick yet get to pick something.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fair.
Oh,
It's definitely fair, but
so that's why. Oh, okay. So that's why the Falcons picking. Oh, okay, yeah, that's even
yeah, they could have
worse.
picked once. That's why people were
Yeah.
like, why didn't they pick
It,
once?
it's good now or no? The mic.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's why, like Gregan said on desk, it's like the hardest format to reverse sweep because the losing team game 5 game like pick game 6.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very hard. Well, some teams, but I think like any team that's actually got a good 1v1 player, it's fine. It's like the same. But a lot of teams that did not have a good ones player, so you're just like, you're done. If you're like down, if you've lost 3 games and you don't have a ones player and you don't have the game 6 pick, yeah, it's over. You're just gonna lose. But for Furia, it was fine because like Jan is at a lot of teams. I feel like a lot of teams, like maybe 10 teams, had a player who's good enough in ones that you're not done. You're never done. He's always got a chance. And Jan's one of those players. So I was like, no, they're never out because he can win.
I mean, yeah, nah. I mean, that's not even bad. Like Jan was like really solid.
Yeah, so they're never out of it. Never. Like,
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
nobody's picking ones and getting a free win against Jan. Nobody.
No, far from it. Far from it.
You guys think that if BTS was playing, they would like win?
Huh?
I think they'd
They
be
have a
good.
really
BDS.
solid
Oh.
team.
Yeah, Monkey Man's
I-
very good at ones. He's up there. He's not like the best in the world, but he's up there.
Yeah, he hasn't played that much recently though, but he'd still obviously be a great competitor.
Like Monkey Seiko, that'd be a crazy 2s team. I'd love to see that, but
Mm-hmm.
oh well, next time.
I'm kind of surprised
wonder
they
if they would
didn't
play that.
play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Or
But they
were
just said they want.
invited?
Yeah, I think so. They just said they wanted to focus on
Pretty
Worlds
sure.
though.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Makes sense.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't really get that kind of consensus though. Like, I want to focus on words. What's that really mean though? Because you can still focus on threes and still be at the LAN. I mean, a lot of other teams did that. They only streamed
well,
threes.
I think probably people are just worried about like traveling too much because like some people would have to travel far, maybe get stuck like an extra day somewhere with a silly layover, which can ruin like your next day of practice because you're sleeping all day and maybe you catch a cold or something and now you're sick for a whole week, so your practice is ruined again. It's probably stuff like that.
That
They
is
just want to
true.
sit in the room and not catch cold and not get stuck in an airport for a day. Like it's it's just like regular risk management, I guess. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
honestly think that BDS should play this tournament. Like you can
Yeah, me
practice your
too.
threes. It's really close from France to Saudi. You're like
Mm-hmm.
in main event, so you skip wildcard. Like you have pretty much everything for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great LAN practice. I don't know. I definitely think they should have played. I think it's the same with Moist, but that's how it is.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Sometimes we don't get what we want. Sadly.
Next time.
Maybe next time.
Oh, what's this? What's this last one you have here, Johnny?
Yeah, I saw some pros malding at the thought of 1v1 and RLCS on Twitter. Like some people were like malding. I was like, what's this about? Why are people malding at this?
At RLCS or like at this
Wait.
event?
I know at RLCS, like a lot of people after
Pros?
this event were saying 1v1 and RLCS when, like on Reddit and Twitter, but like I can't actually remember who it was. Maybe Twitter can, or maybe Twitch chat can remind me. But I saw some pros like malding saying like they're gonna cry if 1v1 gets added to RLCS, even like a side event.
What?
Mhm.
No, a side
They
event would be
clarified
cool.
a side event? I feel like
There's
they're
no
all
way
saying
some
I don't
pros
want to be
said
forced to
that.
play ones.
Were people malding because they thought that they're gonna get like 3v3 completely replaced by crew battles? Is that what they're malding about?
Nah,
was
nobody
assuming-
can possibly think that, right?
Surely not.
Oh, apparently
Chat's
Rizzo said
throwing
it.
Cash and Rizix under the bus immediately. And Arsenal as well. Whoa, catching strays here.
I think as like it'd be really cool to have like say all the teams going to Worlds wildcard main event have the opportunity for all of them to sign up for a ones qual, top 8 make it through as like a live LAN event. And it's just a single
That'd
LAN
be hype.
bracket.
Or just
Oh,
if you don't want to play once, just have a fourth player. Like, it's not that hard. I don't know. I don't see how people can be against it because realistically, it's not gonna affect you unless the one tournament like affects the threes rankings as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
yeah.
tied. No, threes should say it's threes.
Yeah.
I wanted to like gauge that. Like, was I misunderstanding? Did people really think that there was that anyone was suggesting replacing threes with crew battles? Because I don't think anyone is suggesting that.
Yeah. No.
I don't think anyone thinks that's a good idea, but it could be
I
like
think
side event.
people were thinking like uh they want to make Rocket League I don't know, like they want to change it up because they can't really change much in Rocket League compared to other esports. They can't really change the meta of the game on their own. So I feel like people thought if they add crew battles into RLCS, it might make it more like entertaining for viewers and it would just change things up. That's probably
See,
why some people.
I don't know. I feel like most people probably thought when they said, let's add ones to RLCS being like mostly threes, obviously. Like, they probably thought that they wanted to connect the 1v1 results with the threes as well, which I think most of us can agree it should just be a separate thing. I think that's kind of where they were confused. They were thinking that people wanted
See,
our
okay.
like, one wants to be a part of RLCS and 3v3.
Yeah. I could see it as a side event, but yeah, crew battles is cool. I think that I hope there's more. Like every time a crew battle event comes up, I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to cast. I just want to see like what happens because it's different. It's like if we keep doing just 3v3 for like the next 10 years, it's gonna get so stale because there's other like amazing game modes that could be happening.
Yeah, I think it's really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
to like spark the conversation too of just like when you think of threes, you already have in mind who your top threes teams are. But you throw in like a crew battle event, you're like, oh, I think this team could be good, or this team, this player, like CRR, right? That's like a surprise factor for probably a lot of people, including me, where like you don't really know, and seeing them being able to play and like just be really, really good at like the ones and like basically carrying their team to like second place and stuff is like such a cool thing to have. So like having the ability to have twos teams form and like cross teams, something like you can't play with one of your teammates and have it be a 2v2 event. Or your current teammates or whatever.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. So you can really like mix and match, and it sparks like a lot of conversation as well.
My problem with twos, if they were like crew battles solves everything because you have a team as crew battles. But a lot of people have asked me about why I don't do more twos matches and stuff, like streaming them. And to me, you need like storylines. So countries or like places of origin is an easy one to do. But otherwise, you do need some kind of consistent teams. Like I think throwing two players around and like mix and matching 2v2 teams a lot. To me, I think it's a little bit harder to get excited about as opposed to like consistent duos that you're like, oh, this duo is sick. That and
Yeah,
getting
it causes
to
rivalries as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think also if you throw $2 million at it, it's going to create a storyline in
True.
itself.
Yeah.
It'll be hyping up
That's
with
true.
that.
I'm so glad that they went with crew battles. Though, like props to Gamers8 for taking a risk like that. They had a lot of money and they went for crew battles instead of just copy pasting another threes event.
Yeah, that was
into the
really cool.
calendar.
Yeah.
Because another threes event between London and Worlds wouldn't have been that like hype compared to crew battles because it's just like, oh, it's just three 3v3 events in a row. They're kind of taking away from each other because probably the same team's not going to win any of them. So it'll just like take away from the achievement because it's like, well, this team won Worlds, but they lost that tournament 2 weeks ago. So are they really the best? They got to be spread out, I think.
Well, now everybody wants to see crew battles because I know I want to see more crew battles if I'm not playing in them. But
Yeah, Pog.
If you're not playing in them. Wait, you don't like playing in them?
what? No, if I'm not in it.
He just
Or
wants to
whatever.
watch. It's like Rocket League pros don't watch a lot of threes, but I guess crew battles is new, different. So you might watch.
Like
Twos
honestly,
meta suffers because like pros don't play ranked twos to get better at ranked twos. They play it to get better at threes. But if they played it to get better at ranked
yes.
two, if they actually wanted to get better at twos, then I think twos could be interesting. But the meta is kind of bad. 'Cause I think twos is the least developed game mode by far.
Yeah. They just play it for
Yeah.
like individual and like learning how to carry or like
Mm-hmm.
1v2 and all that. It's just for yourself. There's no really like strat. Well, I know EU
No.
definitely has a strat compared to NA. Like when I played in
Yeah.
EU, it made so much sense. After like 3 or 4 days of playing in EU, I was like, yeah, these guys are way better than NA at twos.
It's
But
just like in NA,
yeah.
it just feels like it's two players trying to play 1v1. Like, there's just no real strategy to it. It's just all mechanics.
Yeah.
But Arsenal didn't like the 2v2 in Europe. I think.
No,
I'm pretty sure I saw him tweet this. He didn't
it's
like it
because
very much.
everyone's insane in EU twos. I swear. I played this Gome guy. That guy is next up. I'm not even gonna lie. I watched, and when I saw him on Reziers on versus Reziers on your show match, I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew this guy was next up. And then he
I was
beat
gonna
him. I was
say-
like, yeah.
Who is it?
Gum.
Is this some like bubble player?
He's just the best player in the world. I don't know. He's so good.
He's 24
Oh.
on he's like 23 on the one leaderboard right now.
I thought you were gonna say he's 24 years old. I was like,
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no,
washed,
He's
he's
washed.
17. He's 17.
He's 17.
We were finding out about him because as soon as you hear someone's 24, it's like, oh, okay, you're ancient. But 17 years old, perfect. He's absolutely can be next up.
I literally told Rocky, Zanil, Arsenal, and like 2 other NA pros, like this guy's the best player in the EU right now, or like in twos. I like yeah, I'm not beating this guy. He's just the best player I ever played. But yeah,
class. Love that.
Somebody also mentioned, they said although G8 was sick, it didn't really pop off viewer wise. Why do you think that, or think that was? A lot of people thought it was poorly marketed, which I would probably agree with, but I don't think it actually did that bad viewership wise, considering that like it didn't do like what you'd expect for a $2 million LAN, but you have to realize that it's a brand new tourney organizer, their first tournament in Rocket League from like a region that's not really like incredibly Rocket League based viewership wise.
They
Like,
also they didn't get
Had a lot of stuff going
they
against it.
Didn't they not get drops? They didn't get esports button. They didn't get any like
Yeah, I mean,
promotion
there's a lot
from
of
RLCS.
exactly. There's a lot of stuff that
Oh,
so like their
yeah, you
15
can't
20K
really
is actually
compare it.
pretty good.
That is true.
like, yeah, they didn't get like if they had esports button drops, it's popping off, of course.
I mean, next
Yeah.
year it's gonna be like way bigger. That's for sure. Because everyone knows about it now, and people are gonna be more hyped for it next time it happens.
Yeah, they were definitely very last minute with like confirming teams and stuff. It's probably
Yeah.
quite hard to do announcements if you don't even know who's going to be there. In fairness. And it was also a bad time zone for like NA.
It was super early for me, US West.
Oh
Oof,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually end up watching a lot of the morning games there. Well, I think that is our last topic. I think it's just about time to wrap it up. Any final thoughts from everybody here? Anybody here about any last thing you want to say? Maybe about Worlds G8? Anything? OSM's retirement?
Actually, no. I have a
Or-
question.
yeah.
For Worlds at least. So far this season, there's with the minor regions, obviously Middle East has grown a massive amount. Sam as well, but there's also South Africa playing for the first time at RCS and APAC North as well. Do you think either APAC North or South Africa will take even a game or a series? Because they've never not been able to take a single series this
They
season.
have to.
Do they-
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Do they play each other?
surely, right?
They have
0-2
to.
twice, yeah, 0-2. They
They
will like,
can't.
face each other.
Only
They
two
will
teams
face
can
each other?
go 0-3, so they have to. I say yes.
Oh, so it might be between South Africa and North about who gets to get the first series win.
Yeah.
On LAN. Wow.
Yes.
Wait, really? Is that? It's actually how it's
Could
gonna be.
Yeah, because like after 2 rounds of Swiss, 4 teams will be 0-2, and they'll play each other, and 2 of them will
Well,
get eliminated.
Well, it could. Mm, yeah. Okay. Fair
So
enough,
everybody expects it to be the APAC teams and the SSA teams, but you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe they can upset. But it would be so
I
sick
don't know.
if it is to be the APAC teams, the SSA teams. It would be pretty sick if it's APAC versus SSA, APAC versus SSA, just the
Yeah.
double elimination. Like suddenly the 0-2 matches are the ones everybody wants to see. It's like which region's gonna win the regional battle.
I think
Let's see.
in my head it's either APAC, SSA, or Dignitas. Either one. Could be any of them.
Or Dignitas. It's not a bad shout.
I guess
Yeah, they
we'll
might
never
be
know.
able to compete with APAC. Just maybe. They'll have to prove themselves.
Yeah. Oh my
The
god.
cards didn't look that bad. Like against FaZe, that Darth guy was kinda going crazy, and then Snowy was not that bad at ones either.
Oh,
Like,
Snowy's fantastic.
What a
yeah.
beast.
what
he,
I
he picked
expected.
ones into Fahad, he picked ones into First Killer. What a god.
Yeah, I love that. I tried scrimming against him so much because like Snowy used to like be in the UK. He used to play a lot in the UK. He was on a show match actually with on your stream,
Yeah,
right,
he
John?
took a game off Joria's when Joria's was peaking.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe a little washed, but very very talented player.
Big up SSA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Fear,
Absolute
Mateus,
kings.
Gyro, you guys got anything coming up that the chat should be aware of?
Well, like six mans. I'm
Gyro's
like you with
got
six
6
mans.
mans.
Yeah, you're tuning to 6 minutes. You're gonna
That's
watch
pretty big.
First Killer play twos.
Yeah.
Yeah, go stream that.
I don't know about streaming it, but
Just
I'll probably
just
queue it
stream no
up.
mic.
Dude,
Yeah, no mic.
dude, the queue popped and I'm not in it. It was 4 out of 6, and then Beast Mode and Garrett just queued up at the same time.
Because they're probably watching the stream right now and they heard you say
They
that.
saw
They're
you're
like,
gonna
"Cute."
play.
Yo, what's up? Imagine they're here. That's whatever.
Yeah,
I'll
who did
watch.
he say? I'm checking the viewer list. Who was it? Beast Mode and Garrett?
Yeah. Well, I can't be Beast Mode.
Imagine.
Wait, what
I
have they
am
done
going to
for this?
Worlds.
You are?
I'm going to Worlds to watch. Yeah, staying for group stage and main event, so that'll be hype. As a viewer. Yep.
Yep. Woo.
Oh, that will be hype. Some of my favorite worlds I was just watching. It's way more fun when you've got nothing to do. No
Yeah.
obligations.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Mateus, when do you go to worlds?
They are boot camping next week, but I'm not going, so 4th.
Fourth.
You go on the
okay.
4th.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have one take to ask you guys about words. Like people say MENA and CN are like minor regions. And to be honest, I agree, like partially because we showed that we have Falcons and Fear, but like we still need to show we have like Secret and Veloce and stuff. So you guys agree if like for example Secret and Veloce pass to main event and like 0-1 and the club gets like 2-3 or like 1-3 close. You guys think that we need to have more talks about more spots for Sam or Mina, depending on how the other teams do, not just Falcons and Fury.
Oh, your mic's doing it.
I think you have to have two
Well, you
teams
got the
from that
message out.
region doing well, like pretty well. Like not one team like kind of like almost making it, and one team really doing well. I think you have to have two teams like performing quite well to be considered like, considered more spots. I think.
Nah, Mina's already proved they got 2. They
Yeah.
already need 2.
Yeah.
Like to have
think-
Mina next season, if they only have one, that's a joke. Like they need 2 minimum.
Yeah, in majors, you can't
No,
have a
but I
team
mean-
finishing second.
No, yeah, I mean with that, but like if they don't prove themselves at Worlds, if Falcons are the only team for Mina that can
But
perform,
how can they prove themselves if they never get to go? Like the second team never gets to go. So how are they supposed to get like that Worlds experience? Like
No, I'm talking about
Veloce and
wildcards.
01 could go Worlds and do terribly, but it's their first international LAN, so like it wouldn't even mean that much if they
I
both
think
lost.
as long as you have a team as good as Falcons, you can't not have the second team from their region. Even if that second team doesn't end up performing well, you can't have a team finishing in the finalists and not having at least their second best team from their region. Plus Cola, if they were there,
That
they
is
would
true.
crush.
Cola, F16.
Veloce looks like a good team too.
Yeah, Veloce look really good. I think Mina definitely +1.
Okay,
Maybe
that's
Mina
fair.
Sam
Yeah,
need
yeah.
3. I think Mina Sam at the end of this, if they're like expanding it, Mina Sam get 3. I think.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be so long. That's,
Oh my
I mean,
god.
do you think they're gonna take away from any other region, or do you think they're just gonna have more teams?
I wouldn't take away.
I
no.
don't think so, because you also have to think about where their viewership comes from, and like taking
Yeah.
away those teams is like it would just be that, like, it would just hurt them, I think, as a broadcast. But I do think that they should add more spots for those other regions as well. And I don't even think like minor regions isn't even like, I think at this point minor region isn't a thing about gameplay. It's more so a thing about like the size, I guess, because majority of fans NAEU, majority of the players NAEU. It's like a lot of this stuff comes from NAEU, but clearly the gameplay is there in the other regions.
But like, yeah, these teams could be popular. Like Falcons and now Fury as well are going to be 2 of the most popular teams. Like in London, there was so much noise at the crowd for Falcons and Furia. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were getting so much like praise. The even against European teams, they were still getting a ton of praise. So I don't want to hear anybody telling me that the London crowd, the EU crowd isn't as good. They were cheering for Furia against EU. They were cheering for Falcons against EU. They were like even chanting Laniel, like everything. Like you got to show the love to the game. It's not going to happen in Dallas though, because EU booed comms, so now NA is just going to boo everybody. And, be the like I'm calling them out already. I'm pre-flipping. Like they're going to be the worst crowd. They're just going to be like the most biased crowd, and they're going to have a bad time because NA's like going to lose at some point, and they're just going to be big Sag. Like they're not. They're just going to set themselves up for disaster.
I don't know how much confidence I have in a Dallas crowd.
Wait, something against Dallas people?
I mean, not Dallas specifically, just NA, I guess.
But Dallas is like all of NA because West Coast will go, East Coast will go. It's not like just an East Coast or West Coast thing. So this is a true test of the NA fans. Is gonna be Dallas, and I have faith. I'm gonna be in
You
the
have
crowd.
faith? I just
I'm
want
gonna
them to
be-
like if there's a sick goal, I just want them to enjoy it, you know. I just really hope the
Yeah.
crowd who go and pay a lot of money to watch Rocket League, when they see a sick goal, they're not just gonna be like sad. They're not gonna be like, wow, I hate that. You know? Because if all you do is like really like make noise for one team or one region only, and then the other like you lose, it feels pretty bad. Like,
I mean, it will be
you're
that
gonna have a
case,
bad
though.
time.
It will be that case when there's like one team, like if it's the team that gets scored on, if they're like super passionate about them, like if it's G2 that gets scored on by a really nice goal, they're not gonna be cheering. They're definitely not gonna be cheering.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, I mean, it depends. Is FaZe on the other side? Like, if it's an
That's
EU
true.
team, they definitely won't be cheering.
I wonder if they'll cheer for the underdogs or like.
But the thing
some,
is, like, they won't
South
even
American team.
clap. Like in EU, even if in London, even if one team's getting more loud cheering, there'll still be like an audible appreciation if somebody does something sick.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just gonna be like tumbleweed. It'll be like nothing.
No, but that's only
gonna
towards
be so
EU
sad.
though. Let's be real. Like they're not gonna do that to like MENA or South America or any other teams. They're just gonna do it to Europe.
Nah, I was pretty sad in LA because like Furia were playing and the crowd was like not
Yeah,
hyped for Furia
I don't know.
at
I don't
all.
know if
the
I
crowd
believe
did
that
not
as,
care. Furia were
Really?
playing G2. The crowd did not care
Oh,
about
if they're
Furia
playing someone from
popping
North
off.
America, then yeah.
I agree.
Furious-
I can
Furious
see Juke
playing,
was
like-
okay, but Kaizo, like Fear Kaizo was like dead. All the other
That-
games.
That's
Dead.
embarrassing. That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
like Furia playing G2 and the crowd's like, yeah, nah, we want Furia to lose, and we want, yeah, oh, that was a sick goal, but nah, no, they're just like so. I don't know. They don't know how to have fun. You guys don't know how to have fun in North America.
Ooh.
Cap,
Seriously.
we do. No, we do.
No, you definitely don't.
No,
bro.
we do.
Not a
We do.
sports events
Oh, please,
dead.
please.
Sports events dead.
Please,
Absolutely
we
dead.
do.
Please give
I'll
us
try
this,
to.
please. You literally say that you don't know how to have fun, and some guy says, "Why would I clap for my team getting scored on?"
Oh, the irony.
Oh,
Oh my god.
man. That's a
Alright.
good ending, Rizzo.
Yeah, I was
That's a
about to say.
perfect
I think that's the way to wrap it up. Thank
We
you
did
so
it.
much to all you guys joining. Shout out to chat for being here for Chalkcast number 10. Have a good night.
The
Good
Mr.
night.
Beast abrupt ending.
Goodbye, everybody.